Peace to everybody in the building. We about to get started in like one more minute. Shout out to everybody in the building. Peace. Okay, peace, peace, peace. We about to get started right now. Shout out to everybody in the building. Sorry for starting so late. I didn't even get to watch the basketball game. I was like sleep. But yeah. Shout out to everybody in the building. We about to start right now. Salute to East Coast Cav. I'm starting the video. I'm gonna start it off with the video you requested. Jesus Christ, this person, I cannot agree with you or co-sign anything you wrote. This is a black people issue. I will not do. The person who got killed wasn't FBA, and the Asian business owner is not talking to people who FBA. He talking to the black community. This is not no FBA nonsense. This is not like it was somebody who was claiming FBA got killed, and then they was talking about, oh, let the FBAs, and the person was calling out the FBAs. Nah, I will not engage in the same stupid behavior that FBA engage in. That's not how you fight. Yeah, go New York, go New York, go. I don't even know if they won or not. You already know, Lord of Slaughter. Shout out to you for being in the building. RBG, BYB. Yes, how was everybody's day? Salute to everybody in the building. Because FBA is a cowardly group. That's why. Like that's why. We already know FBAs is a bunch of cowards. They ain't gonna do nothing to nobody. They ain't gonna do nothing to nobody. Like, I'm covering this because I was asked to cover this, and I don't think the people who started this boycott are even FBA or even know what FBA is. Because after killings like this or incidents like this, there's always a call to boycott Asian businesses. Always. When a Kai Gurley got killed, it was a call to boycott Asian businesses. When that Asian dude beat up that black lady, it was a call to boycott Asian businesses. It's always like that. So I don't even think this got anything to do with FBA. The Black Unfold. The Knicks won? Oh, okay, good, good, good. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter for the fire emojis. Family, make sure you supporting the stream any way you can. PayPal, Cash App, Super Thanks, Super Chat, the Jews. We take it all. A whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Also, you can support monetarily. You can support with a like. You can support with a share. You can support with high points. Support with a thumbs up. Support with some fire emojis. So yeah, let's just get right into it because it's already late. Boom. Okay, this was a video requested by East Coast Cab. We about to get into this right now. I don't know who this content provider is. I never heard of him. East Coast Kev sent me the video and said he wanted me to react to it and talk about it. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. I didn't even watch the Asian guy video all the way through, tell the truth. So yeah, this is gonna be my first time watching it. I'm watching it with the people. So let's get all the way into this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure you supporting the stream any way you can.
I love when the Black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the Black culture and the hip hop culture. Where do you think that's made in? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are not neighborhoods. We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people.
By the way, this guy is making...
All right. He said a lot of stuff there. So I want to say this. Every time there's a call to boycott the Asian businesses, I always say it's not going to work because the Asian businesses, because again, he started talking about Asian businesses, like Asian companies. Nobody's talking about boycotting Asian companies. They talking about boycotting Asian businesses in the Black community. But I would say that that's not going to work because one, the average Black person don't care about Black issues like that. Two, the Asian businesses are too integrated into the Black community where you got whole communities that if they didn't go to the Asian businesses, they couldn't function. Three, what was I going to say for three? Yeah, there is no three. That's it right there. One. Yeah, no, that was the three. One, people are not talking about boycotting Asian companies. They're talking about boycotting Asian businesses in the Black community. Two, the average Black person is not going to boycott no Asian businesses, no matter what happened. Three, the average Black person can't boycott Asian businesses because they too integrated into the Black community. It's a whole lot of things you cannot do that you need to do in your day-to-day life that if you boycott Asian businesses, it's not going to get done. This is an exercise in futility every time. It's like, it's sad to say, but it's an exercise in futility every time because the community has not, because of racism, where Black people couldn't even open up their own businesses, even if they wanted to. And two, just Black people not sticking together and working together. It's just that simple because a lot of that racism that stopped Black people from being able to open businesses and open the door for Asians to open up a bunch of businesses in the Black community, a lot of that type of racism don't exist no more. Black people can come together and open up some stuff, but again, Black people don't stick together, and also Black people don't support each other. And a lot of these Black-owned businesses are run like garbage, so people don't want to support them, or they're too expensive, and people don't want to go to them. So yeah. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what this dude got to say. Shout out to East Coast Kev for picking this video.
Making this video as a response to the Black community reacting to the Chinese guy that unalived the 14-year-old kid that allegedly stole the bottle of water, ran away.
Okay, and I also want to say this. This dude is talking about boycotting the Black, reacting to the Black community. I'm talking about the Asian guy. I'm not talking about the dude talking right now. The Asian dude, This is what I'm always talking about. They hate black people so much that they be so thirsty. Not just Asians, but any group. They hate black people so much that if a handful of black people say something, they use that as a justification to attack the whole black community. It's like we all know no Asian boycott is going through. That's out. It's not gonna work. You just want to be antagonistic and just attack the black community for no reason. Like people have a right to be upset about this verdict because it was a BS verdict. There's no way, there's no place on earth where you can chase somebody for 130 yards and shoot them in the back and then claim you had to do it to defend yourself. Even if they had a gun, which I don't believe. It's like it's no way you can do that. So to not understand why people would be upset about this is crazy. But again, anti-blackness. People don't care about black people being upset. They don't care about black pain. But we're gonna keep it going.
Away and got pew-pewed in his back, but a Chinese store owner that chased him. My thing is this: whenever the Latino community or lack thereof does something, performs something that is deemed anti-black, that is considered an attack against the black community, I don't think that the way to handle that is to dare black people to boycott us. Because the way that this guy is coming across is, oh, a little black kid was unalived by Chinese. So what? Oh, y'all gonna boycott us because of it? Oh, I don't care. Go ahead. Matter of fact, I dare y'all use so much of our product. I dare you. Let's face it. Everything that you have that's created your culture and or the tools that you've acquired, that you've utilized to create black culture was by using our work, whether it's your shoes, your clothing, as he says, your microphone, anything and everything that you utilize to create your culture was made in Asia. So what this sounds like more than anything is y'all think you can boycott us, but you can't. Too much of our product is being utilized by your people. And when a people has this much confidence and or attitude about the sentiment, then they don't ever feel like they have to apologize if they do something wrong against your community. And
Exactly. That is true. Like I was saying, because again, I didn't watch this dude talk. But that's exactly what's going on here with this guy talking, with the Chinese guy. It's like you feel like you got so much power over black people and black people's lives don't matter that you can just come out and say stuff like this. This is ridiculous. Shout out to East Coast Kev for setting it off with the 10. Shout out to you. Larry, FBA, this ain't got nothing to do with FBA. Like, you know, some FBA bozos are going to be talking about it, but this ain't got nothing really to do with FBA, and FBA didn't run Africans out the community. Africans still in the community. And they can't run Asians out the community. So that's a non-issue. But anyway, yeah. Like the guy said, that's why people feel like they don't gotta apologize. They don't gotta be understanding, anything like that. Because it's like, well, we don't need y'all. Y'all need us. So what our people do to your people? This is what I be talking about too. This is what I used to be talking about. No, I still talked about it too from time to time. But I was talking about this before about the importance that black people got to come together and do stuff for themselves. You don't want to be in a position where other people got that kind of power over you. You don't, because every year, Asians are building themselves up. Not just Asians, just other groups. Every year they're building themselves up more and more and more and more. And we falling further and further and further behind. And it's gonna come a time where there's gonna be so much separation that you're not gonna be able to catch up. I mean, I say y'all. I mean, we not gonna be able to catch up because again, community is a team sport. We win as a team. We lose as a team. Oh, shout out to K Dawn for coming through. Exactly, K Dawn. You cannot boycott businesses unless you have alternatives. What is the alternatives? Like I said, it's a bunch of Asian businesses in the black community that if black people just said we not going to no more, it's going that's going to hurt them more than it hurt the businesses. And people are going to have to be like, well, I have to go shopping here because I need this essential or that essential. Like, yeah, I'm a boycott Asians, but I do definitely still need to get some baby formula. Oh yeah, I'm gonna boycott this Asian business, but yeah, I definitely still need to fill up the tank of my car. That's it right there. Like that's it.
What there is to learn from this is a people only apologize to you when they believe that your boycotting will actually hurt them. But in this particular case,
or if they care about you too, because again, it's not just about people having power over you. Because there'd be situations where black people got the whip hand, but we don't be abusing it. We wouldn't feel like we could do this. Because I guarantee you, if the shoe was on the other foot, there wouldn't be no black people making videos talking about I dare the Asians to boycott us after something like this happened.
You can't boycott us, even if you tried. Too much of our product is used on an everyday basis by your community. You cannot boycott us no matter what. And there's something very important to learn here is that when a people apologize to another community, it's not because they feel sorry for the harm that they've caused your community. It's more because, oh no, we can't afford those people to stop giving us their money. So let's apologize. It's not a matter of, you know what we've done is wrong. This is dehumanizing. This is degrading towards those people, towards their community. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of their boycotting is going to affect us severely. Let's apologize. But in this particular case, these people can't boycott us even if they wanted to. All of our hair product businesses are in their communities, are in their neighborhoods. We plant them there. All the hair product stores, hair salons, Asian restaurants, and basically everything that he named. When they first migrate to this country, literally, whether it's Koreans, Vietnamese, people of African countries, Middle Eastern countries, Hispanic countries, they come to Black American communities.
And the reason they do that is because one, white people don't want them in their community. Two, white people will fund them being in black communities. And three, black people will buy from anybody. We are of no respect of person. If you open a store and we like what you got going on, we will buy from you. Especially if you non-black. Because for some reason people act like they got a problem buying from another black person and just paying the price. And shout out to RBG for the win. You are right, RBG. But again, this is because they actually they hate black people. It's like, no, if you ever notice, every anti-blackness is global. Everybody hate black people, but black people never did nothing to them. Everybody love white people, but white people have done the most to them. So that's why it's like that. Like this dude didn't make no video like this about Donald Trump talking about the China virus and the one stirring up all this hatred against Asians, where people had to be in the streets crying for stop Asian hate crime. You had to start a whole movement based on the hatred that Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, the most important person in the country, the most powerful man in the country, I should say, was stirring up hatred against your community. And a lot of people in your community got hurt by white people, by the way. 90% of all the quote unquote Asian violence that took place at this time was white people doing it. But still in all, y'all would never have this energy for white people. It's only for black people. It's only for us. And again, we never did nothing to y'all. We never did nothing to y'all. But again, that's how cowardice work. Because I remember I watched the video before about a Chinese guy. I think he was from Mississippi, and they was asking him, how come the Chinese community never was out there in force supporting black people during the civil rights movement and stuff? Did y'all not know what was going on? And he said something like, yeah, we knew, but we was cowards. We wasn't going to get out there and support black people and risk the wrath of white people. No. A lot of this is cowardice. It's cowardice all across the board. It's cowardice on black people's behalf, but by not being able to come together and work together, and it's cowardice on their behalf of abusing black people, knowing that we would never do this to them, and knowing that they would never do this to white people, even if white people did do something bad to them. It's cowardice all around. Shout out to Sharpshooter P for the $4.99. No, he doesn't own none of that. He doesn't represent none of that. But he does represent a sentiment. I'll say that. He represents a sentiment, an anti-black sentiment. Because that's the whole point of that. Because again, if this had happened with a Chinese dude killing a white kid like that, first of all, we know he would have been convicted. He would have been in prison, doing life. Him, the wife, everybody, they would have all been in jail. I mean, all in prison, doing mad time, 20 plus. But let's say, for example, the Asian dude did get off, and white people started talking about boycotting Asian businesses. He wouldn't have got up here and said all that. If he did, his own Asian community would have attacked him for that, because they scared. Not only are they scared of whites, they deeply in love with whites. Let's get back to this.
When they establish a business, they plan it in those black neighborhoods to make money off of black people, the same people that they discriminate against. I made a video, I think last year, about this, and not a lot of people listened. So I'm going to repeat that video and insert it in here to see if that logic finally starts to. Let's go.
Go back to your country. Go back to your country. We don't welcome black people. Black people should go. Go back to Africa. You look so ugly with some dark skin color. 回到非洲去好吗 Go back to your country. You eat watermelon? I'm going to send this to my boyfriend because he's white and he's your master.
As y'all saw this, first of all, I want to say, who was that who said that earlier? Jesus Christ? Let me see if I can find your comment. This is why it's not just an FBA issue, because as you just saw, that video he just played is an old video that took place in China with her attacking a bunch of Africans. This anti-blackness is black people issues. Like, we can never engage in that behavior that FBA does, because we'll just be just as stupid as them, and then we will have completed the process, because that's the whole point of divide and rule. You get a bunch of bozos to try to stir up problems and beef in a community. So now these people are fighting with each other. While they fighting with each other, they cannot put forth a united front to fight against the power that be. Remember, anti-blackness is global. That Asian guy felt so emboldened to talk like that, and nobody's really calling him out from his community because of what? That sentiment run deep. And what the lady said, oh, my boyfriend is white, he's your master. Like, again, a lot of racism that black people get from these other groups, they doing that to try to impress white people, to say, look at me, white daddy, I want to be down. I'm just like you. I hate niggers too. That's what that's about. That's what a lot of that is about too. Because again, I heard another Asian guy talked about that, about why a lot of people was being anti-black, even though black people never did nothing to them and white people did do something to them. They wanted to be down with white people. So they saw, hey, this is a way to ingratiate ourselves with white people by being racist. We know white people hate black people, so we're going to hate them too, and we're going to disrespect them too. We're going to belittle them too, to say, look, we're not like them. We're not like them. Like, we even see black people playing that game. How many black people attack other black people trying to show white people that they not like them? Like, yeah, trying to show that they not like them. Yeah, let's continue on. Shout out to everybody in the building.
the phrase and or term people of color, POC, should not exist. Because although there are a few Asians that would watch that video in disgust and feel embarrassed to see an Asian behave and speak like that, the reality is that the collective of Asians, especially Chinese, they are very anti Black culturally. So, although a lot of them may not speak and behave like this in public, they do feel this way and speak like this in private, in their own homes, and do raise their children to feel like this. But here's the bigger picture: Asians are not the only one that collectively have anti Black views and ideas.
Yep, they are definitely not the only ones. I'm happy he's saying that because, again, they are not the only ones. We can't make this seem like this is an Asian problem. And you're right, RS7, RV. Like, again, same thing with FBA. How many? But FBA, the only thing different is that FBA tried to attack Africans specifically or Black immigrants and be like, look, white daddy, we not like them, white daddy. We not like them, white daddy. We not like them, white daddy. Yeah.
In their culture. Middle Easterners also are raised with these views. People of Latin America, of my community, also have those views. And so here is the educational part. And I mean this with all due respect as a non Black person. I promise you, I mean well when I say what I'm going to say. It is a horrible idea for Black people to use person of color, POC, to identify themselves as if Black people are in the same struggle with Asians, Middle Easterners, Punjabis, Latinos. How could there be a category that exists called POC, people of color, and all non-white people are placed and or categorized in this bubble as if we all share the same struggle? Because sure, systemically, there is injustice and discrimination against anybody that isn't white, systemically. But the reality is this: outside of systemically, outside of white folks, we as non white people, the only one thing we have in common is that we live in a country where systemically we're discriminated against because we are not white. But aside from that detail, all, I didn't say most, all of these other cultures that are not Black have anti Blackness in their cultures.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But I gotta disagree with that part about the people of color. First of all, I always tell people not to identify as that and stuff like that. And I said that a lot of times that was created for the sole purpose of other people being able to bring their issues to the forefront and use Black people to springboard their issues. But that is important to still use that term if we talk about politics. Because again, like I always tell you about the coalition being political, solidarity being political. We are one group trying to fight against white supremacy. But otherwise than that, it's not that. Shout out to boards of Siri. Let me see what he said. Yeah, we could, but theoretically speaking, but nobody Black gonna go through all that pain. It's like that's gonna be a cost on the Black community. And on top of that, the average Black person don't care. Like, think about this. There's a whole host of Black people, I would say even the majority of Black people, who don't even know about the Cyrus situation. And they don't even care about it. They don't. They do not care about it at all. They don't care about it. Hey, let me see this. Recognize game. You in the building? Comment if you still recognize if you still in the building. Like, cause like I don't. Again, you talking about a Black and brown coalition? Yes, politically there's a coalition, but otherwise than that, I don't be talking about Black people pushing or being like black and brown, like we some best friends. That was you and your bozo con doing that. I was the one telling y'all not to do that. I was the one. But anyway, let's keep this going. You see something? Exactly. But again, he ain't gonna answer that. He not gonna answer that. But I know they dislike Filipinos, but again, everybody's anti-black. We talking about black people specifically, and also they hate black people more than they hate anybody else. Like black people are the most hated group on everybody's list, even though black people never did anything to anybody else, and all we did was help other people. That's all we did. Yeah. Shout out to Border Series. Shout out to you, Lee, for being in the building. Exactly. They're not. But that's exactly what the Tariq was saying the other day. And also Afro Elite. But they have since, because this story is getting old now, they have since moved on and went back to their regular FBA self. But yeah, we ain't worrying about that. Yeah, let's keep it going. Oh, you in the building doing laughing emojis? You're lame. But anyway, let's keep going.
In their upbringings, all of them culturally are raised to dislike black people, to repel black people, to not marry, and hell no, you better not have children with black people. Are there exceptions? Yes, very few. But collectively, anti blackness is literally part of Asian culture, Middle Eastern, Indian culture, and all, no, not some, all cultures in Latin America. Even the black population in Latin America are anti black American. There's the exceptions, sure, but collectively, anti blackness exists and has prevailed in all these other cultures. And that's the reason it's very normal for these other people of different cultures and different countries, from India, from the Middle East, from Asian countries, from Latin American countries, to come to the United States and although migrate specifically into predominantly black neighborhoods, are always only prejudiced against black people. Even the black people of Latin America, even the black people of African countries discriminate against the black American people when they come to the United States. And again, there's the exceptions, the individual exceptions, the individuals that go out of their way to question the anti blackness, to realize it's wrong. But that's individuals. Meanwhile, collectively, all these people are anti black. So when I hear phrases or terminologies like POC,
Yes, collectively, that is true. And we already talked about the anti-blackness even coming from other black people, which is ridiculous. But the steamroller of white supremacy always set people straight.
people of color and black people are included, as well as Asians, Middle Easterners, Latin people are included and or categorized in this POC. My question is, what does it mean to be categorized as POC? Is it just the simple fact that all of us non-white people are discriminated against by this system in this country? Because if so, then okay. But if this category exists to make it seem like we are a people that share a togetherness, the reality is that we don't. Because the truth is that although in this particular video, the lady is Chinese, videos like this exist all over the internet. And instead of a Chinese, it's a Mexican person, an Indian person, a Russian person, a Filipino, a Dominican, a Colombian. You get the drift. because all these other people actually have something in common with each other, is that they come from cultures that are anti-black. And what I find hypocritical and disgusting is that all these people have another thing in common, is that whether they come from an African country, from a European country, from an Asian country, from a Latin country, they all move into black neighborhoods. And if they make it and start up businesses, they always plant their businesses in black neighborhoods. And their products always target black people and black culture, whether hair products, beauty salons, etc. It's funny how we, non-black people, we are raised to be anti-black, to frown upon black American people, but yet the first thing we do when we come to this country is move into predominantly black neighborhoods.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. But again, like I said, I've been telling people about that people of color stuff, but I always still try to make sure I make people understand about the importance of coalitions and solidarity we talking about politically. But yeah, he's teaching right now, but he's getting repetitive though. So I don't know if he's just like, trying to pat run time. Well, he is definitely teaching, but I disagree with that part. I already liked his video too. Shout out again to East Coast Cat for recommending this. But we're gonna let him talk again. If he start repeating himself some more, then we're gonna have to get off this. But yeah,
with the aim to one day establish ourselves in these black communities with our non-black businesses, yet black products, or at least products that target black consumerism and aim for the black dollar. And you know what's crazy? That meanwhile, all these anti-black people come into these black neighborhoods and target black consumerism. They turn around and worship white people, yet these white people discriminate against them and will never allow these Asians, these Punjabis, these Middle Easterners, these Latinos to ever go into those white neighborhoods and plant our businesses there. If I were black, but that's only if I were black, I would have boycotted all non-black businesses a long time ago. All these Asians, all these Mexicans, all these other people that come into black neighborhoods and put their businesses there, go ahead and put it there. We ain't buying from y'all though, because we know how you feel about us. That would have been me. You go into Asian businesses, Mexican businesses, and I dare you to go enter a Mexican restaurant, a Mexican business, an Asian, a Chinese business, a Chinese restaurant, whatever, you name it, a non-black business in your black neighborhood. And I dare you to find a black employee working in those places. However, you will see other races of people in a Chinese restaurant, in a Chinese business. You will see other races of people working there, Mexicans, etc. In Mexican restaurants and Mexican businesses, you will see white people working there, etc. But you will not see black. And if you do see a black employee, they will be mixed with white and or be less black presenting, if you will.
or they'll be an immigrant. But yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. All right, he's touching on something new right now. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got like 100 people in the building.
Because the colorism in these cultures is very serious. Because even I, as a Mexican person, I don't use the phrase POC, people of color. We're not in the same struggle. We just happen to all be a people that white people systemically discriminate against us and exploit us. And you would think, and some of you would hope, that that would bring us closer, but it hasn't. And this is not a video to encourage divide, to encourage these people to hate those people, etc.
Oh, AZ, I wasn't saying that they hire black immigrants. I was saying that if you do see a black person, like he said, if you do see a black person, they most likely mix or on the light skin side. And I said, yeah, or a black immigrant. But yeah, you hardly ever see them. You will hardly ever see them. And it's like, yeah, he's teaching. Because again, like I always say, like as far as like culturally, or we just talking about socially, yeah, we only doing black. That's why I used to say that about Tariq and all them using black and brown and all that other stuff. Or when we got, or we me addressing a black issue, bringing other people into it. No, we don't need to do that. And we talking about again political solidarity, because we both recognize that if the Republicans who represent racist white people get into office, it's going to hurt us more than either you getting into office or me getting into office. Then yeah, we definitely can work on that. That's why I also said in the BYB again, the BYB, that first B for the black, we doing third wave black internationalism. Because what he's talking about, that's second wave black internationalism, where you got black people sitting around supporting other groups, wanting to be in coalition with other groups because, hey, we should all be in the same struggle because we both facing white supremacy, and you my brother and you my sister and all that other stuff. And these groups hate us, but they still act like, oh, it's okay. They turn a blind eye to it, and they still want us to go out and support them and try to love them into not hating us. Yeah, that's out. That is out. We're not doing that. That's out. Shout out to everybody in the building. I did too. That's why I said I know he not lying. Because I done been to state to state, city to city, neighborhood to neighborhood. And again, like I said, like he said, he was right. If you do see a black person in one of these places, they tend to be mixed or super light skin or from a foreign background or just somebody from the community that they like, that they personally got it locked in with. But they never just gonna hire no random black person like they would randomly hire somebody from another community. That is out. That is out. That is out. Shout out to everybody in the building. What you say? Be active. Oh, I didn't know that. But it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. Because again, black people, like I was talking about earlier, got a lot of internalized hatred against their own people. That's why I said it's easy for other people to come in the black community and set up shops, because black people have no problem shopping with anybody else, doing business with anybody else. But they act like it's a problem if they got to do business with a black person and they got to pay a certain price. They always act like it's a problem. Always. Always. And again, they probably looked at him and heard the demonization of his character. So they probably thought like, oh, this is yeah, child did wrong, but this was one of these niggas. And you know, black versus niggas, which is the stupidest thing ever. So much problems have happened in the black community can be contributed to black people pumping this bullshit blacks versus niggas nonsense. Like, I can't tell you how much problems in the black community can be traced back to that. How many times have people been able to get black people to co-sign stuff that hurts the whole black community under auspices of it will only hurt a segment of the black community, which is the niggas? How many black people was voting for Trump or was pro-Trump because they thought, well, Trump is only going to hurt the bad black people. You know, the black people on welfare, the black people who on Section 8. Trump is not going to hurt the good black people. Meanwhile, people still got their Section 8. They still getting their food stamps. But the black people who work for the federal government, the black people who work in corporate America, those are the black people getting fucked over. It's always like that. Like black people got too much internalized hatred for themselves. And no other community got that, because somebody could be a part of a negative stereotype of their community. Like somebody could be straight gangbanger Chicano culture dressing and could really be that. Let a black person shoot them in the back running away for accusing them of a crime they didn't commit. The whole Mexican community gonna rally around that person. Even if he did commit that crime, they would all rally around that person. They ain't gonna let nobody from no other community kill one of theirs and be cool with it. That's out. That's out. You know what? Recognized Game, please stay in the building so I could talk to you, so we could be done with this. With you popping in here and acting like somebody ducking you. Salute, Flavor Genuine. Yeah, saggy pants laws. When that brother got killed because of saggy pants laws, that was helped to be passed by black people. Shout out to that's amazing for coming through with the 5. Yeah, Clarence Thomas. They be doing all these things thinking that they cleaning up the black community, when you're really hurting the black community. You're setting the black community back. And the people you think you're hurting, you're hurting them the least. Or you're hurting them up front, but the people who are going to be hurt the most on the back end is the quote unquote good black people. Is the good black people. But yeah, let's keep this going.
What I aim to do is to cause people like this, all of us, to question the bigotry, the hateful prejudice in our cultures as a collective of people of these different countries, especially if you come to this country and you move into black neighborhoods. And although you're anti-black and you don't like black people, yet you move into their neighborhoods. And although you raise your children and tell them to stay away from black people, don't get with black people, don't have children with black people, okay. But yet build your businesses in those black communities so you could take the money of those black people. Why don't you do that in white neighborhoods? I know, because they won't allow you to. Because no matter how much you worship white people, they don't like you. And unfortunately, and I mean this with all due respect, unfortunately, it takes very little, just one tiny little thing is all that's required of us for black people to say, come on, you're invited to the barbecue. Just that little bit is all it takes. And yet we turn around and do a lot of bit of white ass kissing, and all of that white kissing never got us to be invited to that peanut butter and jelly sandwich and milk party. Because it's very disrespectful to come from another country.
Yeah, that's right. All another non-black person got to do is the bare minimum, and then black people is treating them like they family and inviting them to the cookout. The bare minimum. Bay Area, 650, Foxhound. That's good to know. That's good to know. Yeah, because again, we don't want people to. As black people, we don't want bigotry. We don't want nobody to hate us, and we don't want to hate nobody. But at the end of the day is over. We can't allow other people to attack us. So again, like I said, we doing third wave black internationalism. So yeah, we still want solidarity with people. We still want to be cool with people, but we're not gonna allow nobody to disrespect us, and we are gonna move accordingly. We're gonna move accordingly. Yeah, I'm figuring that. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But don't let one of those black people that was on that jury, they find out that they grandfather was half Jamaican. then it's gonna be the Tethers did this or the Tethers did that. Yes, Clarence Thomas is the ultimate FBA. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yes, there are a lot of black people desperate for white validation, just like there's a lot of people of every community desperate for white validation. But it's worse for black people, I would say, because we the ones who have suffered the most under white supremacy, to the point where white supremacy has emboldened other groups to attack us. Yeah, so let's keep this going.
Like this Asian girl with a big old accent talking about go back to Africa. You just got here from China and you already telling another people that have been here for hundreds of years to go somewhere else? Because let me ask you something. Let's be honest here. Every time you see an Asian, a Middle Easterner, a Latin person talk like this about or to black people, talking about go back to Africa, let me ask y'all something. Do you think these people will ever go up to white people and tell them to go back to Europe? No.
I'm happy we kept watching this video because, yeah, now he's starting to talk about different things, and that's a fact. That's a fact. That go back to Africa line only applies to black people. You'll never hear nobody else telling nobody else to go back to Europe. You might see a Chinese person argue with a Mexican and tell a Mexican go back to Mexico. That's rare. That's super rare. But I have seen immigrants like tell other immigrants to go back to where they from. Non-black, non-white immigrants. So yeah, that's kind of rare. But you'll never see them do it to a white person. And you'll always see them do it to black people. You'll always see them do it. Like what like they never miss on that. Let them argue with a black person long enough, it's gonna come out to go back to Africa. It's gonna be go back to Africa. Yeah, let's keep it going. Shout out to everybody in the building.
And that's my point with this whole POC. Most of the time, these other
Oh yeah, also I wanted to address that. Mackenzie, you're right. That's why, again, we have solidarity with our people first. We have a solidarity with our people first. Recollect, are you non-black, non-white? If so, then what I just said don't apply to you.
other people, and I'm including my people too, collectively, these other people that are not black.
My fault. I meant to say, if you are, yeah, unless you are, yeah, I said it right. Unless you are a non-white, non-black person, what I said don't apply to you.
Asians, Middle Easterners, Latin people, 9 times out of 10, when they come to this country, they seek proximity to whiteness. They want to impress the white man, and that usually results in
I'm going to send this to my boyfriend because he's white and she's your master.
behaving like this.
Okay, that was a good video. I thumbs up the bro video. I thumbs it up. I thumbed it up. I don't know. Maybe I might subscribe to bro channel. Yeah, so because I heard that he was like yeah, I said he's doing some good. He got some good videos. So yeah, we might have to do that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Justin March in the building. You said salute to Kenny. Did Kenny drop jewels? Because I guess that's what the salute mean. Did he drop jewels? Oh, Kenny did. Let me see. Where he at? Salute to you, Kenny. Kung Fu Kenny for dropping those jewels. Salute. Salute. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Oh, shout out to Justin March in the building for coming through also. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's keep this going. Because we talking about yeah, since we talking about the FBA response, let's see this. We got the slow-witted buffoon Phil the Advised Show in the building. Let's see what he got to say about that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all liking the stream. Make sure y'all thumbsing it up. Y'all doing everything to support the stream that you possibly can. I'm out the algorithm. Help put me back in the algorithm. Let's keep it going.
Well, after the trial of Rick Child, he got away with taking the life of Cyrus Carmack Belton. Now, if you know the story, he went inside the store. They accused the young brother of taking some water, of all things, and running off. And you see in surveillance footage, he ran away, okay? And they chased him down and ultimately took the young brother's life. He went to trial for it. They found him not guilty, which is crazy, because how you going to go chase somebody down for a bottle of water? Bro, like, come on. Do you know how much a bottle of water is? But you know that mentality that comes into this country with these other groups, some of them have this scarcity mentality, like they ain't got. Let me tell you something. A lot of them be in Costco shopping and getting the Kirkland water or whatever. Now, listen, I don't agree with nobody stealing, and I'm not saying he stole or didn't steal. That's not what I'm saying. But if you take
slow-witted buffoon, don't even know what he's talking about. This is pure slop. He didn't steal anything. We know that for a fact. We saw it on footage. On the footage, he didn't steal anything. Just like we saw on the footage, like the brother said, you look at his front pocket, you can clearly see there is no gun in his pocket. Child said that he reached in his front pocket and pulled out the gun and pointed it to him. The witnesses who saw the situation said the brother Cyrus never turned around. And the evidence showed that Child shot him in the back. So again, what are we talking about here? Like this is this slop. You just trying to run it up. You don't even know. You didn't even look into the case. You are supposed to be a news channel. You are making like what? Almost $1 million in profit a month via YouTube. I don't know if you're making that much money because your Africa Diaspora channel fell off, but you're making probably $250,000 at least a month off YouTube. Just off this channel, probably alone. You could at least look into the issues. This is your job. Shout out to Justin March for coming through with the gifting 20 memberships. Family of Justin March gifted you a membership. Make sure you say thank you to him. Make sure you thank him. And also make sure you keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. But Leah, let's keep it going. Let's keep this going.
A water, I'm not going to chase you out and try and take your life behind a water bottle. I'm going to make sure my security is a little bit more tighter in my store to make sure we can prevent things like that from happening again. Because you don't know, you chasing somebody, you don't know what you about to run up on. You don't know who waiting outside for this person, whatever. Anyway, after this verdict, a lot of people in the Black community was very upset about this, and rightfully so. And so some people said, you know what? We're going to boycott businesses within their particular community. And anytime we as Black people say we're going to deprive or even make the threat of depriving any other group of our $2 trillion buying power in the United States of America, those groups get immediately.
I don't know if it's up to $2 trillion. And second, that y'all keep talking about that buying power like that's cash in hand. No, that's, again, money being spent. The Black community is spending that money just as fast as they generating it. And they have to. Because again, a lot of people talk about Black people's spending habits, not understanding that a lot of Black people, especially poor Black people, spend money so fast because they need to. They need to. They are barely making it. So anytime they get $1, they got to spend it because something needs to be bought. Food need to be bought. Clothes need to be washed. All kind of necessities. Most Black people spend all that $2 trillion is going to be spent on necessities. The lion's share of that is necessities needed for survival.
Threatened because you don't know how dependent these people are on our spending, including the folks. They're extremely, extremely dependent upon us spending our money because we spend money more than any other group. And I tell Black people, Stop believing that black people are broke, because broke people don't have a $2 trillion buying power.
Yes, they do. That just means that's how much money is being spent. That money is being spent. That's not money being generated. And we got it in a savings somewhere. That's money being spent. This is people, that 2 trillion is a bunch of black people living check to check. You do know how expensive it is to live in America, right? So yeah, black people are going to work and they spending that check just as fast as they getting it. And the majority of that money is going to necessities like paying rent, paying light bill, paying gas bill. Because a lot of y'all like to talk about that black spending power like that's just cash on hand. That black people are just giving away like it's disposable income. It's not 2 trillion in disposable income. Black people virtually have no disposable income.
They don't. Oh, we got money. They just make sure that we don't get our money in our own community. That's what they make sure. But anyway, this Asian guy decides to come out, and I'm going to be upfront to be fair. This Asian guy comes out and speak, but I'm not saying he's a representation of all Asian people.
Yeah, yeah. It don't mean nothing if you don't produce nothing. Because if you don't produce nothing, that money can't circulate in your community because you gotta go spend it with other people. Yes, people depend on Phil to teach them economics. They depend on Phil to teach them politics. They depend on Phil to keep them up to date. There's somebody who watch Phil right now who think that it's a possibility that the brother Cyrus who got killed, rest in peace to Cyrus, possibly stole a water bottle because of what he just said. It's ridiculous, beyond ridiculous. And yeah, and that too. When you talking about black people, are you only talking about FBA since you delineated? Are you only talking about FBA? See how that FBA stuff come back to bite you in the butt? Because it's so stupid? Exactly. We all broke because only people who got any real money is the people producing. And if black people don't produce and we only working, and then we got to turn over that money to producers to live, we broke. It's like sharecropping. You sit around picking cotton all day, and the people who own the cotton field, own where you live, could own what you gotta buy, they end up getting all that money back from you. So no matter how much cotton you pick, you still end up in debt. Yeah, Felipe Scott is wilding. Yes, Lee, he paid for a whole Mexican wedding. That's why he probably think black people got it like that, because he got it like that. He think, well, of course we could all pay for Mexican weddings. What happened? Recollect is trolling again? I hope not. Recollect, I don't want to put you on timeout. I hope you're not trolling. Of course, we all know that. Spending power does not equate to wealth. But yeah, let's keep this going.
It's not what I'm saying, but I'm going to play this video because he's not the only one that feel that way, not just in his group, but other groups too.
See, recollect, you doing it again. And he's not Mexican, as far as I can see, Puerto Rican. So yeah.
So let's go ahead on and cue this up. I want y'all to hear what this guy has to say.
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromats. Let's get rid of the liquor stores as well. Get rid of the Jordans you guys wear, the Nikes you wear, the shower caps, the Hondas, the Hyundais, all your car electricians, the electronics in your house, the Sony, the TV system, your sound system, the microphones that you guys use to rap and speak about awareness for the black culture and the hip hop culture. Where do you think that's made? That's made all in Asia. And here's another thing for you guys. You guys want us to leave the neighborhood so bad? Oh, Asian people are not neighborhoods. We're in white neighborhoods. We have our own Chinatown. We have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money? A lot of us do go to college as well. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English, and you're not embarrassed? Go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people. I want to see your own women get on their hands and knees and do pedicures and manicures and deal with nasty ass attitudes. Okay, please boycott Asian business. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know he said all that, all that other extra stuff too. But yeah, I know that too. Like again, I'm not saying I never said that black immigrant businesses don't hire black people from America. I never said that. I never said that. Yeah, I do it. I thought so. You Puerto Rican. Yeah, let's keep this going. Let's see what Phil got to say.
Did he just really challenge people, of black people in particular? Did he just challenge us to a boycott? Sir, do you know who you're talking to? We are the only group in America that's really made that happen successfully. And you challenging us to do that?
Again, we not those black people no more. Because I meant to bring that up last time. We are not. I meant to bring that up when we covered the other brother. I mean, not brother. The other guy who talked about this subject. We are not those black people. The black people who did the Montgomery boycott. We not those people, bro. It's a reason why. Again, every year something like this happened with the Asian community, and every year you got a group of black people talking about boycotting the Asian community, and every year that boycott don't work. Every year. We are not built like that. We not built like that. He's talking about the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement that these bozos bash all the time. That's what he's talking about. We not built like that. We are not built like that. Just like when that Asian dude beat up that black lady and people was talking about boycotting, and then he did a sale at his store. What happened? His store had a line around the corner. He probably made more money that day. Exactly. FBA can't even operate a lemonade stand. But they can give money to Tariq to go buy, a day spa for white women. They can do that though. Let's keep it going.
Now, I know a lot of people in your community is not agreeing with you. But I'm going to deal with you. But let me play with something. Let me play a video of someone within your own community.
Wait, time out. I'm going to say this too. Phil the bozo, just like a true FBA bozo, is super respectful to this disrespectful Asian man. This is the same Phil that watched the video and was calling for a boycott of all African hair braiding businesses and was pushing the line hard on that. Now you got an Asian dude being super disrespectful to the black community after an Asian dude killed an unarmed black boy by shooting him in the back who didn't steal nothing, and you are being super respectful to him. You're not calling for a boycott of all Asian communities. You just said, oh, sir, you don't really want to do that because we were successful in businesses. Why you ain't say challenge accepted? Why you ain't say challenge accepted? Why you ain't go hard? Why you ain't go hard on the Asian community? Why you ain't say challenge accepted and go hard? Why you ain't do that? Inquiring minds want to know why you didn't say challenge accepted and go hard. You didn't do that. You sitting up here being super respectful, trying to have a dialogue with him, even though it's clear as day he don't want to go have a dialogue with you, talking about, oh, let me play a video from somebody in your own community talking against you. Did you play a video of an African person talking about how they support black Americans when you thought there was a African hair braider who disrespected a native black American, and it turns out that was a skit? You didn't even do no research into it. And on top of that, let's say it wasn't a skit. Did anybody die? Did anybody get hurt? Did anybody go to jail? No, but you was stormed down on that boycott. The only reason y'all bozos stopped talking about it because y'all was talking about it for like a week and it didn't work. And then Tariq tried to distance himself from the boycott when he talked to Vlad, when he went to Vlad and bowed down. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what happened with American Cholo. Y'all was super respectful with American Cholo. And all those Mexicans who was being very disrespectful, y'all was super respectful. FBA is super cowards. They super cowards.
That kind of takes issue with not only what you're saying, but they cop and please a little bit. Let's go ahead and play this.
I want to be your enemy. I understand you guys are upset and you want to boycott.
Exactly. His Latino wife would not allow him to disrespect non-black people. The most he could get away with is saying that there's no black and brown coalition. And he can only get away with saying that because she probably be in the house saying that.
Asian run businesses. Totally fair. I do acknowledge that many Asian people could be racist. And I condemn all races, regardless their ethnicities. Racism should not be accepted or tolerated. But not all of us are racist. I don't think I'm racist. I mean, I try not to be. I don't think I'm racist. I'm just Asian. I don't think it's fair that we all are punished because of one guy. I mean, I don't know who the Rick Chow is. Why are we all punished because of this one guy? But don't call all Asian people our enemy.
Now, understand the second man there is, don't even like that conversation either. Now, you remember back when some months ago,
look, again, being super respectful. You went out your way to show people that, we shouldn't, because again, right now, what you're doing is putting the thought in people's head that maybe we shouldn't boycott, because that's just one guy talking like that. He don't represent all Asians. And yeah, Rick Chow is the one who shot the young brother Cyrus. That wasn't all Asians. Because if I'm watching you to Phil and I'm neutral, I'm thinking that we shouldn't do a boycott against Asians. Because one, I never heard you call for the boycott. I never heard you say challenge accepted. I'm seeing you show us that, yeah, this ain't got nothing to do with all Asian people. So I would probably be like, yeah, I don't want to boycott Asian people. Phil is right. This ain't all of them.
Sisters was talking about boycotting a lot of African braiding shops. And a lot of them start coming out and say, whoa, sisters, don't listen. We sisters.
That's not true. On top of that, don't say black women. You were calling for it. Don't try to distance yourself from that failed boycott. You were calling for it. You were one of the main people pushing that. Don't try to distance yourself from that failed boycott.
I know we got some problems, but come on, let's put our differences to the side. We in the diaspora. Listen, anytime FBA says we are going to boycott you, everybody get on alert real quick. Why? Because it lets you know the power of the dollar that we have in our pocket, black people. It lets you know. Everybody, listen, they don't care if white people boycott them or anybody else, but they sure care if black people boycott them. Now, let's get to this guy over here, sir, the one who's talking crap.
Again, you still not calling for the boycott. You're still not saying challenge accepted. You're not putting it down. See, you trying to distract from the conversation. That's why I'm putting you on timeout. What are you talking about? Why are you asking people would they marry a Mexican like Felipe Scott? Like, come on now. But anyway, yeah, Justin March, he's trying to rewrite the history because the boycott failed. Let the boycott have been successful. He'd be the main one saying, yeah, I led that charge. Yeah, I led that charge. Of course I know. Because again, they didn't want that. They didn't want people to know that it was a skit. They wanted to push the narrative that Africans are our enemies and we should boycott them. I know that. You think I'm new to this? I'm not new to this game. Every time you bring any correction to these bozos about what they say, they are quick to flag you. They are quick to erase it, your comments. They are quick to say you are lying or saying what you saying don't matter. But again, we watching respectful Phil. Shout out again to East Coast Kev for recommending this topic because I wasn't even going to touch on this. And I damn sure wasn't going to watch Phil video, but I'm happy I watched this video to see how Phil is behaving right now. Like a complete cowardly FBA bozo.
Do you really think that we need any of those things that you're talking about? I mean, seriously. And I don't think Honda and Toyota would come out and say, hey, we don't black people boycott us. Go ahead. I don't think Honda and Toyota will be willing to do that. Okay. They want all the black dollars they can get. I don't think China, who makes a lot of product, would tell black people, we don't want you to work with you, because I know that's a lie. Because when I went to CES in January, a lot of Chinese vendors was telling me, hey, listen, this is what we got. Look, come over here to Guangzhou. We got the factory. Look, we can get you your own headphones if you want to sell your own branded headphones. Look, you want to sell cell phones, we got it. Listen, come on over here with us. We'll work with you. That's all the Chinese was telling me. They want to work with black people. So I know a lot of people like in your community probably like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this bozo on this. Now, again, imagine if this was a black immigrant who said something like this. If this was a black immigrant, or not even a black immigrant, somebody in the African diaspora, somebody in the diaspora talking like that Chinese man was talking, you think Phil would be talking like this? Or would he be like all out warfare on the black diaspora? They will be preaching all out warfare. All out warfare. If a video, because again, we know that to be true because they said they'll show you a video of some random black person who's an immigrant saying they don't believe black people should get reparations, and they will use that as a justification to attack the whole diaspora. They will use that as a justification to attack the whole diaspora. But you got an Asian man saying, challenging black people to boycott their businesses because another Asian man got off from killing a young black boy who didn't do nothing wrong, and you still sitting here being super respectful, talking about, oh, you don't represent Asians. We don't even listen to you, because I know some good Asians. And when I went to Guangzhou, they wanted me to buy their product. They were super nice to me. So yeah, we know you don't speak for Asians. You don't represent them. Where's this energy when somebody who is a black immigrant says something out of line? Where's this energy of, we know you don't represent black immigrants? Like, again, with reparations, you do know there's only two groups in America that's pro Native Black Americans getting reparations, right? Native Black Americans themselves and black immigrants. Only two groups. Every other group, from Native Americans all the way to Asians, white people, Indians, Arabs, or every other group is against black people in America getting reparations from slavery, except black immigrants. They the only ones. They the only ones who pro us. But you don't do that. You don't point that out. You don't say, hey, this black immigrant right here who's saying we shouldn't get reparations, they don't represent black immigrants. Look, we got the data to show that the majority of black immigrants feel we should get reparations. In fact, we got black immigrants in Congress fighting for us to get reparations. You'll never see them do that. Super respectful. Thank you for the fire emojis. Yeah, feel like Chinese food. You could tell. Yep. Yeah, let's keep this going.
You doing? But see, this goes back to also, if you listen to that language and how he talk, this is why some black people don't like immigration. What did he say? They come to this country and get a loan and they doing better than you. What do you define as better than us? Like what you keep saying you're doing better. Let me tell you something. I know where you come from, whatever you come from. I know maybe you didn't have this type of opportunity. And so if you get you a little job, maybe a little business or whatever, maybe a degree or something, I know that's an accomplishment for you. And you feel that you're just doing so much better than black people.
That's an accomplishment for anybody to get a good job, to get their own business, or to get a degree.
We have created whole towns in this country. Towns, okay?
They created towns too. That's what you just heard the guy talking about, the Chinatowns. And the black towns you about to reference are not even black towns, because I know you're gonna say Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street was not its own town. Shout out to everybody in the building. Exactly. But Felipe ain't gonna do that. Felipe ain't gonna push nothing. He should be you, because again, Felipe is a millionaire how many times over? We know he has invested into his wife's business, so he is invested into Mexican businesses. We know he probably rented that venue from a Mexican, so we know he loved putting money in Mexicans' pockets, and we know his wife has taken money from him and supported her side of the family with that money. But, you know, he ain't gonna do nothing for black people. He ain't gonna push for us to have our own businesses. He ain't gonna invest in black people. No, he not. Yeah, she got a cake business that I think Phil paid for. Because again, when Phil first started, he started doing YouTube. He was married to her, and he was doing YouTube videos in his kitchen. It didn't look like a big house. It didn't look like he was having his way. And it don't look like she had that business back then. It looked like Phil got that YouTube money, and then he invested in her dreams. I keep calling him Phil. Excuse me. If I gotta call him Phil, I gotta call him Mexicano Phil. Or I gotta call him Felipe. He's either Felipe or Mexicano Phil or Chicano Phil. One or the other. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, we remember that. We remember he used to spew nothing but hatred against black women while having a whole Mexican in his house. A whole Mexican with whole Mexican children that he married. And put how much money into her business? Because even, let's say, for example, she had that business before. I know it wasn't that big. Like, that business is big now. It didn't get big like that overnight for nothing. Chicano Phil probably put a lot of money in that. Yes, he's a Tommy clone. And only went into the pro-black direction because he realized he could make more money than like that, because he didn't have to worry about getting flagged down like Tommy was. He saw like, oh, look at all that money Sonetta and them making doing that pro-black stuff. Oh, look at Tommy. He always getting flagged down. So he ain't really getting that money like that. So yeah, let me go over there. Yeah, let's let Felipe Phil finish up.
We have created and innovated things in this country that's still being used to this day. Like all these people that come here, only the immigrants that have this attitude, not all immigrants. What towns are you actually building? And you talking about Chinatown? That's just a glorified neighborhood.
Again, he's still saying not all. Where's this not all energy when somebody's accusing black immigrants of doing something? You said, what am I doing for the community? What I'm doing for the community is exposing these bozos. Like, if the community was listening to me, the community wouldn't be going back into Jim Crow. We already back into Jim Crow. The community wouldn't be going back into the antebellum South. That's what I'm doing for the community. Also, I'm not a millionaire. I got to go to work. I got to take care of my own bills. I'm not rich. I'm not Phil. You never heard me talking all this group economic stuff that they talking, that they got the money to do. Phil is rich. If Phil bank statement came out and it said he had $10 million in the bank, I believe it. If somebody said, I saw Phil bank statement and there's $10 million in there, I would believe it. Phil been doing this for over a decade, making hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit a month. putting out this slop tube, low effort content that you people keep watching and keep donating to and keep supporting. While he take your money and go take care of a whole Mexican and her side of her family. Like, see, this is the problem. You always want to flip what is somebody else doing for the community while not holding the people accountable that y'all follow. What are they doing for the community? Because if somebody asks Tariq, what is he doing for the community? He could say, oh, I make DVDs and I help advocate for the community. And y'all will accept that, even though Tariq is a millionaire and he could be doing way more than that. And he only makes those DVDs because he can turn a profit from it. You think Tariq would allow you to do a free screening of Hidden Colors for the edification of the people? Never. You think he would let people say, hey, Hidden Colors 1 came out like, 10 years ago? So for the 10th anniversary of Hidden Colors 1, we're going to have free screenings all across the country to give back to the people. I'm going to rent out some theaters and do free screenings. He'll never do nothing like that. And if he did, he would only do something like that if he calculated in his mind, he would get more money from the donations that he will receive. Yes, Phil, I don't understand how much money these people was making off of YouTube, because YouTube used to pay even more money back then, before the first ad apocalypse. Used to pay way more money, and you was automatically monetized. Phil and them was killing. They was killing. They was running up a big bag. A big bag. That's why I always used to tell people that they was fake. People didn't understand what I was saying, because I've been behind the curtains. I saw the millions that they was making. And I'm like, so when y'all gonna actually do some group economics? Remember, I talked to Phil when I first started live streaming. Like how many years ago? Phil was on my show. That's how me and him became that's how we became quote unquote enemies. He was the one who told me he had a white, he was calling her white at the time, saying he had a white wife. Cause she identifies white. That's another thing. She Mexican, but she identifies white. Now he called me a pocket watcher. That's not pocket watching. That's not pocket watching. Me pointing out that you talking all this group economics, but you not using none of your wealth to do group economics, while demanding other people who don't talk about group economics to do group economics. Like every time an NBA player or rapper get a check, it's, oh, what are y'all doing for the community? What are y'all doing for the community? While y'all sitting back making millions and ain't doing nothing for the community. That's a fact. But yeah, let's let Mexicano Phil finish up.
Good. You're not building whole towns with whole infrastructures. You didn't do what we did in Rosewood. You didn't do what we did with Black Wall Street. You didn't do what we did with Seneca Village. We can just keep naming names. And the only reason we don't have that today because of white supremacist terrorism. That's the only reason we don't have that. It wasn't because we were lazy and didn't want to work hard. We built towns. These people got to listen. These people stay on our neck and keep us oppressed because they know what we are capable of. We are nation builders. That's who we are. They're not worried with you, sir. You're happy just with a business. You're happy with a degree. So,
and again, you said I'm not doing nothing either. I am doing something. I'm teaching people politics. That's doing something. Like, again, if people had listened to me instead of listening to Phil, we wouldn't, and people like Phil, we wouldn't be in this situation. 160 years of Black progress just went up in smoke in less than 160 weeks. See, that's doing something. Telling people, hey, don't go down that road. You're going to die. That's doing something. That's doing something. So I'm not doing something. Again, I'm not rich. I'm sacrificing. I could be doing other things. But I'm taking my time. You know how long I've been demonetized and unmonetized because of all the flagging I was getting? I can tell you right now, I done made like what? More money in 1 year of working a regular job than I ever made on YouTube in like 10 years. And I did it all for the edification of the people. All of it. All of it. I'm the reason FBA, you know how much stuff I single-handedly stopped from getting big and getting mainstream? You know how many mainstream people have thanked me behind the scenes for giving them the information so they know to not deal with this or deal with that? Or to take this one serious or take that one serious? I played a big role in that. I single-handedly kept this FBA 80 West stuff from blowing up as big as it could have been. Single-handedly. 90+% of everything you ever heard about FBA or ADOS or them being a hate group or any receipt can be directly or indirectly traced back to me. That's doing something. This was a whole psyop that was meant to destroy the community. And it didn't get as big as it could have gotten because of people like me. You never saw me bow down to them. You never heard me say, oh, they right, they got a point.
What? We have created institutions. You know what I'm saying? We built them up. We built this country. You're not even in your homeland building that. But you're over here trying to tell us something. These people got some nerve. This guy right here got some nerve. Why are you not in your homeland building up your homeland? You talking about you doing better than us here. Why don't you do better than us in your homeland? Listen, I got all the smoke in the world for people like him. I'm not talking about immigrants that don't speak that way. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people like him. They got that mindset. You had to leave your homeland talking about you want to come over here for a better life. And then you get over here, you get a little business, you get your little degree, make a little money. Then now you're talking about, oh, black people, I'm doing better than you. You're never going to do better than us because we didn't leave. We stood and fought right here. You left, sir. You did. If you want to do it, show me how much better you are by going to your homeland and doing better. That's what you listen. All the people, and I don't know in this.
And you know what's so funny? They only talk like this. They all that, oh, show me in your homeland and all that other stuff only when they get some disrespect. And again, they make sure not to direct it at everybody, just the person doing the disrespect. Just the ones doing the disrespect. Yeah, and you're right, Fahima. Like, what is the point of him claiming black accomplishments? Like, you didn't do it. You didn't contribute to none of this stuff being done. It's not like Phil, again, the millionaire, put money in black behind black people, sent black people to college, helped build black businesses. He never did none of that. Phil the millionaire never did none of that. And if he was to ever, quote unquote, do something like that, he would take money to do that. He would take money from the people to do that. Like again, I wouldn't if I was a millionaire, unless it was something super, super big. Like, this is ridiculous. Shout out to everybody for the support too. You know, thank you. Because again, like I said, like this was like a thankless job. I wasn't getting no money. I wasn't monetized. I was doing this because it was needed to be done. Like the other day, I was on X and I saw somebody using a receipt that I put out about when Tariq was talking about how people want to pay him all that money behind the scenes. I put that out. If you ask the average person where that came from, they can't tell you. If Tariq was to ever address that and say it's out of context, show me the original source. 99.7% of the people who play that can't show the original source where it came from. I can, though. I can. Yes, this argument is tiring. And also, another thing about what I'm doing for the people, I'm starting a political project, the BYB. That's doing something for the people, and I'm edifying the people with that, and I'm not charging nobody a penny for that. Nobody a penny for that.
you are, so I'm not going to say what country, but the people I respect the most.
Look, now he's saying he's not going to say what country. You know that the guy is Chinese. Why don't you just specifically address that to the Chinese people? But you won't, because again, you're a coward. Your Mexican wife won't let you do that. And on top of that, because again, if this was a black immigrant saying this, you would be attacking all of Africa. You wouldn't hesitate to find out where they from and talk about their Pacific country. In fact, you wouldn't even be talking about their Pacific country. You would just use it as carte blanche to attack the whole black diaspora and be like, you black immigrants from the Caribbean and Africa. That's what you would be doing right now. This is disgusting.
It's the people from your homeland, sir, who's over there right now, who's building themselves up right now, who's making their country a better place right now. They wouldn't like you in particular. Why are you pushing black people to boycott you? You don't even know what you're asking for. Because we will make you like, look, that's why I know you silly.
Look, he still ain't called for the boycott. He's actually even trying to talk the guy off the ledge from talking all that boycott stuff. Talking about, don't you know how much that'll hurt your community? Don't you know how much that'll hurt your community? The people in your community don't even agree with you. Was you talking like this when you was talking about that Asian boycott? Was you talking like this when you was talking about that, that African hair braider boycott? Was you talking like this? No, you wasn't.
Bruh, we can make any car hot or we can make it irrelevant. Listen, when I was growing up, we wasn't riding no Honda and Toyota anyway. Just be honest with you, there was Asian people riding those cars. I was to be straight on with you and some white people. When I grew up, my grandfather and all them, Cadillac, American car, Oldsmobile, American car, Chevy, anything General Motors is my grandfather with. He didn't like Ford too much, but he was all General Motors. Everybody I mostly knew had General Motors cars or some sort of American car. Now, later on down the line, black people start getting the Hondas and the Toyotas and all the things like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we really want to do a boycott against those cars and all that, anything related to you, we can do that. We can make American cars hot at any time. We could sit up here. We can make song. We make.
Shout out to Red Pill Zulu in the building. He coming through with the $20. Salute, bro. Yeah, Phil is a bozo. He's a complete bozo, sitting around running behind Tariq Nasheed. Like Phil, you don't think it's time for you come up with your own information? Because that was always my biggest thing with Phil. It's like not even your content. It's like, bro, you just run behind everybody. Don't you think it's time that you have your own ideas? You just run behind everybody. Like, what's going on with that? James, let me see if you say you say like what you mean by biracials as well, because I don't know what you mean by the biracial agenda. You got to explain that. But yeah, let's keep it going.
Made songs about cars. We made songs about shoe brands. Even us just making songs about it gets it hot. And that's the power of who we are as black people. We have, like they say, the Midas touch. Anything we really touch turns to gold. We are the only people that can do that. That's why these people in this country don't want us to get away from them, because they know anything we touch turns to gold. If we touch it, it becomes successful. It becomes popular. Anything that we talk about, sing about, wear, we are the only one with the Midas touch, baby.
Look, you still haven't called for the boycott yet. You still have not said challenge accepted. You are still trying to convince this man to stop challenging black people. Still trying to convince this man to stop challenging black people.
And we also don't want that can really break you too, because on top of that, we have enough cultural influence that not only if we decide to boycott you for some reason and we make that a trendy thing, Other people are going to join in because say, you know what, man, it must be something to do with black people are doing it. And we are the only ones in this country that have the moral capital to do it too. Sir, you haven't built up no moral capital here. You just haven't. Now, realistically, there are some issues within some Asian businesses that they have treated black people not right.
Look at this. Some Asian businesses, you watch one video of that turned out to be a skit of one situation where a black girl was being quote unquote mistreated, and you called for a boycott of all African businesses. You did that. You just said carpet ban, all of it, no questions asked. But now you're sitting up here talking about, well, some black people were mistreated in some of these businesses. Mind you, this whole conversation is stemming from a black child being killed at an Asian business. A black child being killed at an Asian business. That's what this all stems from. But you sitting here talking about, well, we know there's been some problems. I got to bring that back a little bit.
Realistically, there are some issues within some Asian businesses that they have treated black people not right.
See, realistically, there's some issues in Asian businesses where they have not treated black people right. This whole situation stems from a black child being unalived. That is reminiscent of when Latasha Harding was unalived. And you talking about, well, you know, there's been some issues. We talking about death.
And I believe those businesses should be boycotted all the way to the ground.
Look, he said he's not calling for a carpet boycott. He said only Asian businesses that have done something wrong should be boycotted in the ground. Only those specific ones. Why weren't you this specific when you were talking about African hair braiders? Why not?
Point that they have to close. And that's how I feel about it. Beyond with you, black people, it shouldn't take Rick Child doing something for you to just wire us up on something. I always
weirdo. I gotta pause some real quick. I don't know. Probably none. Maybe one. I heard one black guy designed the card, but again, he wasn't the CEO. Yeah, I can't believe it neither, Michael Smith. I cannot believe it neither. Like as I said, like this person talking about, well, what do I do? I'm doing better than this. I'm literally trying to save people right now. That's work. If somebody's running around the community saying 2 + 2 = 5 and poisoning the minds of the youth, and somebody runs around and says, no, 2 + 2 does not equal 5, it equals 4. Now let me show you how to do addition. That's work. That's doing something to benefit the community. Because 1, I'm teaching people how to add. 2, I'm clearing up misinformation. That's benefiting the community. Like, how dare you compare me to somebody like Phil? Talking about, yeah, Phil just sitting around talking and you just sitting around talking. So y'all both ain't doing nothing. Like, ridiculous. That made me mad. It ain't about FBA can't boycott. He's not even calling for the boycott. That's the whole issue here. It'd be one thing if they called for the boycott and it failed. He's not even calling for that. Shout out to Thickums in the building. Thickums, is this you, M City? Is this you? Yeah, let's get back to this. Weirdo. You can't make this up.
We say this about our community, and I couldn't stand this about our community. Why does it take a blood sacrifice for you to want to do something? Why got to go that drastic? Why somebody got to lose their life for you to open your eyes and say, oh, maybe we should? Think about it. If just 50% of black
maybe that's the case because there's no leaders. Like y'all said, y'all don't do leadership. Y'all speak against leadership. The people will not move without leadership. Maybe if they had people like, shout out to the Mad Hat Doctor, he said that too. I'm saying his phrase, but I have also said that about the importance of leadership and organization. Maybe if millionaires like Phil Scott actually bought gas stations in the black community and hired black people to work them, then we wouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. Maybe if Phil Scott, the millionaire, instead of buying bakeries for his Mexican wife, he bought convenience stores in the black community, we wouldn't have to worry about stuff like this. Maybe, just maybe.
America was to say, we're going to prioritize our businesses first. We're going to center black people first in everything that we do. That's at least $1 trillion that we're keeping in the black community if we do that. Now, at the same time, black people, when black people looking for black businesses, I'm going to tell you black business on to something. Be professional. And don't use that, you got to put up a bad customer service.
Come on. Now you using this as an opportunity to chastise black businesses. Not only did you not call for that boycott of the Asian businesses, now you trying to chastise black business owners. So now you blanketly trying to chastise black business owners and black people who want to open businesses, but you didn't do no blanket chastisement against Asian businesses or nobody else's business that has mistreated black people in the community. This is what FBA is. Cowardice. Anti-black cowardice. You anti-black and you're a coward.
Because you're black. No. I don't believe in that. I believe in black excellence. And just because you're black, I should expect more out of you. I should expect more excellence out of you than anybody else. I don't like all that. Well, just support me because I'm black. No, I'll support you because now I would love to support you because you're a brother or sister in the community.
Quiet. This is M. Shout out to you, M City. Shout out to you. Happy to see you in the building. I saw Pro Black Chris over here like a time or two. Yeah. This guy's a bozo. Yes, that's what he does. You know how many times I caught Phil stealing my content? I'm talking about I knew he stole it because I edited the clip a certain way. And I saw him play it on his channel. That's all Phil does. Steal other people's content and put these low effort YouTube videos out using other people's content. Oh yeah, Fahima, I know that. She won't let him go past that. She won't let him go past that. Shout out to Carlette in the building. Yeah, that was like again, this ain't no, we have had some issues. What are you talking about, bozo? Of course they don't care about history. They don't care about anything. They care about donating to the grifters and following behind them and attacking black immigrants and trying to suck up to white people. That's all they care about. Exactly. But one step at a time. You gotta walk before you gotta crawl before you can walk. Shout out to Julius in the building. Yeah, let's hurry up and let this bozo finish up.
Community, but on top of that, you just do good business and you just did not have the customer base. So yeah, let's give it to you. This is a great time for people to know who you are. So when more and more people are looking for black-owned businesses to support in our own community, make sure that you're professional in what you're doing. You do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't do it, let somebody know 72 hours, in advance or something. If you can't do something, refund somebody's money if you do bad business. Do what's right, make it right or whatever, because I know there are stories in the black community about some people and their business practices. And that's why I'm talking about this right now.
Why are you talking about this now? Why are you diverting attention away from the Asian dude and the possible Asian boycott? Why are you diverting attention away from that? It's a time and a place for everything. All right, there are some black businesses that ain't got they shit together. Okay, granted. This is not the time to be discussing that. This is not the time to be discussing that.
And then,
did you discuss black businesses not having they shit together when you was calling for that African hair braider boycott? Did you do that?
The Chinese, I won't say Chinese, the Asian guy talking about black women don't want.
Why you don't want to say Chinese? He's Chinese.
Want to do nails?
Why? If you say Chinese, you're not gonna get invited back to Guangzhou. That's it. Is that the issue? Is your wife doing business in China and you don't, and you know, because the CCP find out you talking crazy about China, they'll cut you off from doing business out there. Is she shipping cakes to China? Do I need to investigate Phil's wife to see where she's selling these cakes at? I think I need to do that.
Sir, black women own nail salons? You think that only Asian people own nail salons? That's, man, I don't know what you talking about. There are black women that's doing nails every day. Like, why do you think y'all are the only one that can do it? And then the story about that, the white folks brought y'all over here to do that. Who you think was doing the nails prior to y'all getting here? I'm just trying to understand that. There are white people that got salons too. Y'all not the only people that with a salon. You know, a while back, I was going to a black-owned a salon for a while myself.
It is baby steps because no, we don't know how to already walk. That's not true. That's not true. If we knew how to walk, we wouldn't even be going through this situation right now. If we knew how to walk, businesses like gas stations and convenience stores wouldn't be owned by nobody who wasn't black in the black community if we already knew how to walk. Like, again, I'm from New York, so I seen communities that know how to walk, and I can tell you we not there. We not there. Because again, a situation like this couldn't even happen in no other community. Couldn't even happen. Because again, they own all their own businesses in their community. Couldn't even happen. No Chinese person in Chinatown got to worry about a black store owner accusing them of stealing and chasing them down and shooting them in the back. No Indian got to worry about going into an Indian gas station and getting chased down and getting shot in the back. None. We not there. We not walking. We barely even crawling. We barely sitting up straight. Like, again, some individuals in the community are walking. They even running. But no. Black Wall Street was 100 years ago. We talking about the black community now. Talking about black people know how to walk because of Black Wall Street is like saying black people know how to nation build because of ancient Egypt. We talking about the black community now, right now. The black community right now. We're not talking about 100 years ago in a part of a city. We talking about the black community. We talking about in America, 50 states, black community today. That's what we talking about. There's no continuity between Black Wall Street and the black community today. The Black Wall Street was destroyed. The average black person didn't even learn about Black Wall Street until like 10 years ago on the internet. And I even venture to say that the average black person still don't know about Black Wall Street. The average black person don't even know a black business owner. So yeah, we definitely got a lot of work to do. I know the community is perfectly capable of doing it. Like, yeah, but the people are not. Like, yeah, we got the tangibles to be able to do it, but we don't have the intangibles of having business knowledge. We don't have the intangibles of creating networks and working together. That needs to happen. Like the money is there, but is the knowledge of how to run a business there? Is the knowledge of how to work with other Black people? Because again, the reason why these other communities are up and running, because people know how to work with each other. And we ain't got it. Not yet, we don't. So we got to work on those intangibles. Shout out to you for participating in the stream. Let's keep this going.
Oh, when I was getting my the manicures and all that stuff like that. Because I want my stuff looking bad now, And yes, men can get manicures and men can get pedicures too. Yes, they can. If somebody, because some people say, you get a manicure or a pedicure. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? You mean tell me you want your feet like sandpaper around here? Tearing up all your bed sheets? And then if you work for a living, you should get you a manicure or a pedicure. So you just trust me, you get all that dead skin.
We're not doing this. I'm putting you in double speed, even though it's hard to understand you.
On your feet, you can work a lot longer on your feet. That's what you got to do. But black people do nails too. Oh yes, they do. Trust me, you can find black-owned nail salons, especially in the city where black people living. Now, I mean, the Asians got, they like liquor store with it. They on every corner. But there are black people who are doing it. So no, sir, y'all not the only one that can do nails now. Don't say that. And about those shoe companies you're talking about, those American shoe companies that maybe use, I guess, China, wherever the manufacturing, those are American companies, sir. That's not Chinese-owned companies. And even if it were a Chinese-owned company, I haven't heard that company come out and say, hey, black people, I don't want you shopping with us. Because they about their bag.
I didn't hear any black immigrants come out and say, hey, I don't want black Americans shopping with us, but you still call for a boycott, and you still have failed to call for a boycott against the Asian community. We still waiting for you to call for that boycott.
But like I said, I'm trying to do this video with proper balance, okay?
Where was the proper balance when you was talking about the African hair braiders? This is disgusting.
That guy's an idiot, and this is why a lot of black Americans are cool on immigration right there. That attitude right there is why a lot of black Americans are cool on immigration. I'm always going to be hostile. I'm going to tell you, when you come over here talking about you doing better than black people, I'm always going to be hostile because that's who you look at to measure what you're doing is black people. And even if you looked at somebody else, why are you looking at other people to measure what you're doing? Just do what you do, bro. Just do what you do. Don't worry about what black people are doing. When I hear people talk like that, I'm thinking like, oh, that sounds like some anti-black racism. Why are you always using us? Just saying. But there are people that will boycott you. And they're going to be pissed off at you, whoever you are. They'll be pissed off.
Again, we off this slow with it before. Because again, you still talking about there will be people. Why are you not calling for a boycott? Why are you not calling for a boycott? Why you keep saying people?
Stop. Because you're affecting their situation. Because they got some Asian people that don't have a problem with black people and they do good business and or whatever in the black community. There's some. I'm not going to sit up here and say all people are bad. That's dumb. That's not true. But the Rick Childs of the world, that type, what a lot of black people saying is you need to get a hold of them. You need to pull them to the side of your holler and say, hey, man, watch yourself. Because you're about to cause a problem for all of us. If you act like you can't, in business, you're going to lose things. Unfortunately, sometimes a product go bad. Let's just say hypothetically, allegedly, if you did take something, that water is not going to close your business. I promise you, I know brick and mortar business enough to tell you that one water is not going to break you. But what would break you is a boycott. That would break you. And don't get me started about the black man who defended this guy, the Rick Child guy. Don't get me started with him. He had a whole black attorney that got him off of it. A lot of people going in on that dude right now. They call him all kind of ruckus. They call him Steven from Django. They call him, the particular, the C, and the other words that go with it, the other letters. I'm trying to be careful because, they got the AI reading everything you're saying nowadays. But don't challenge black people like that, sir. Don't do that because you're going to cause the problem for your community. It'll be your fault. It'll be your fault. And if black people feel like they want to boycott, we can boycott. Stop bidding. It's our money. None of y'all control our money. So you get offended.
Shut up. That's enough. So how many black Latinos live in New York? I don't know what you meant by this word right here. I think you're talking about gas stations and businesses. Not many. Not many at all. Like, again, what I was talking about earlier, that applies to all black people. I'm not just talking about people outside of New York. Black people in New York ain't got their stuff together just like everybody else. That's why I was saying the community, 50 states, everybody. Some got they stuff in order more than others, but as a collective, we do not have our stuff in order. Yeah, non-stop babble. Let's go to somebody who probably not gonna babble too much. Can y'all see my screen? Shout out to everybody in the building. We got a good amount of people in the building. We got a good amount of people in the building. This is Godfrey right now. We're gonna see what Godfrey got to say. Let's see if he speak with some intelligence. Shout out to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all liking this video. Make sure y'all sharing the video. Make sure y'all supporting the channel any way y'all can. Go subscribe to my second channel. You know, the link is in the pin. It's right there. PayPal, Cash App. I take it all. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns. Yeah, let's do it.
So this Asian man is going viral because he decided to do a rant about Black people not wanting Asian businesses in their neighborhoods. 14-year-old boy was just shot for no reason. And the man that did it is Ricky Chow or whatever. There's other footage of him fighting Black kids and harassing Black kids. And he shot at Black people before.
New information.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, shout out to Godfrey. You're right, Mackenzie. Godfrey is a G. I didn't know that there's video of him fighting Black kids. And again, that should have been enough for a boycott right there. There's a video of an Asian owner beating up on Black children. That's probably why he felt the need to chase Cypress with a gun, because as you can see from that clip, he tried to fight a little Black kid and was getting beat up. That's probably why he chased him with a gun like that and shot him in the back. He probably still mad that he got beat up. And that's another reason why I said there's no boycott. No boycott is going to work, because stuff like that go on all the time. And again, that community ain't going to do no good job boycotting, because like we showed before, Chow has shot at Black people. He shot a Black person before. Now we seeing footage of him beating up Black kids, and there was still no boycott. I don't think this is going to be the straw that broke the camel back. It's probably going to be still Black people going there shopping. There's going to be Black people going out their way to go there to shop.
About 2 prior incidents where Chow reportedly shot at his customers. The latest one happening in 2018 when Chow shot at a customer that assaulted him. Before that, in 2015, Chow reportedly shot at another customer he suspected of stealing. Chow says that customer left the gas station threatening him. Chow then ran behind him and shot at that individual's car 6 times.
So this guy has had a...
Look at that. He said somebody threatened him, walking out the store, got in the car and drove away. He came out the store shooting at the car, driving away. Like, again, we covered this already. And each time he did stuff like that, he would just claim self-defense and the police would let him go. The only reason he wasn't let go this time because it was camera footage and witnesses showing that he was in the wrong. And on top of that, he killed somebody this time. And it would happen to be a child. If this had been a grown Black man, it's probably wouldn't even have went to trial. Wouldn't even have went to trial. Wouldn't even have happened.
Habit of doing this to Black people in South Carolina. So we want to boycott this specific store because he killed somebody's son for no reason over a bottle of water. And they're very disrespectful. What we want to do is boycott people who treat us like shit. We didn't paint a whole picture and say, all you Asian motherfuckers get out of our neighborhoods. We didn't say that, but you made a general picture about us Black people, and that lets me know you ain't shit. You're a bozo because you go, oh, we'll take away the lick. This is what you said.
I love.
Again, Godfrey is right. People was calling for a boycott of that business. That particular business, and you got offended and butthurt and wanted to attack all Black people. Bozo. So
When the Black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses, please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout.
Yeah, take the Chinese takeout out. That's whack anyway. You serve us bullshit GMO, all that. We get fat and get diseased off of your dirty food anyway. Because the food that's in the hood is not good for the black people. There is good Chinese food, but the shit you serve is usually trash. All right?
The dry cleaners.
We'll be fine. A black man invented dry cleaning anyway. We'll be fine with the dry cleaning. We will find another place to get our dry cleaning at.
The laundromats.
We'll be fine with that.
Let's give it to the liquor stores as well.
We don't need liquor. See, all the things, a lot of stuff you were naming is that has been killing us anyway. So we need to change up our anyway. Liquor. I don't even drink anyway. And a lot of people should stop drinking liquor anyway. So shame on you for that.
Get rid of the Jordans.
Exactly. Godfrey going in, he teaching. I'm happy I clicked on this. We finally found something good to listen to. Lee, what video you talking about? Oh, you just want me to find a video with that? Because I don't know what video you talking about. I'll go look through my email and see if you email me. But yeah, let me know. But yeah, let's keep it going.
Guys wear the Nikes you wear.
Michael Jordan, he's not Asian. He's a black dude. Okay. And I think that he can go somewhere else to get his shoes made. All right.
The shower caps.
Please get out of here with that.
The Hyundais, all your car electricians.
That's Japanese. There's no Japanese in the black neighborhoods anyway. And you said car electronics. Listen, there's certain things, of course, a lot of stuff made in Asia. That's fine. But guess what else? Asians do. Copy black culture. That's what you do. So you should stay the fuck out of black culture too, sir. And then you say,
a lot of us do go to college. You're being outworked by immigrants who barely speak English. And you're not embarrassed?
Black women have the highest degrees in America. Black people go to college too. And you had the nerve to say,
go to the bank, start your own businesses, and deal with your own people.
You know how many black people try to get loans, try to get money for businesses, and banks are so racist they don't give it to black people? You jack. And by the way, the reason why you guys have the right to come into black neighborhoods to open stores is because white folks didn't want you in their neighborhoods, so they sent you to the black community. And you said,
we have our own Chinatown, we have our own Koreatown. You think we really need you guys to benefit off and make money?
Chinatown was a ghetto where they put Chinese people in a certain area. Of course, you guys worked hard and built it up. That's facts. But it was a ghetto because they didn't like you. They had anti-Chinese laws against you. They did. White folks shit on Chinese people, Asian people in general. Japanese in internment camps, they shit on Koreans. So all of this shit you talking, you better know your history, buddy. So the reason why your is even here to open your mouth on that phone is because of the Civil Rights Bill in 1964. Did you know that? Off of Black American sweat is the reason why Asians can come in here and do what they do. Arabs can come in here and do what they do. Even Africans can come here and do what they do because of Black American hard work and sweat that they are disrespected for, sir. So your little rant was...
Yeah, he do like he mixed with something. Because again, I'm happy you pointed that out. I'm happy you pointed that out. He do look like he mixed with white or something. Like he's one of these Wasians who would identify as Asian any other time, but want to identify as Asian now because it gives so he could get more credibility in attacking the black community. That was a good catch. Yes, black women do. They have the black women are the most educated group in America. That is a fact. No group holds more degrees than black women.
Bullshit. It was a circus of word salad and because you don't know your goddamn history because you're a racist piece of shit. While we're talking about specifically boycotting one particular man because he has had a record of shit on black people. He doesn't give a fuck about black people and has the nerve to want black people's money. So yeah, we will boycott a lot of shit and we will affect your. So you challenge it. And by the way, I actually give you credit because you were factual on black people still coming to your stores because we have been dependent on you. You were actually factual. That's why you had the bravery to open your mouth like that because we have emboldened you to talk like that to us because we have so much self-hate in ourselves that we will actually be disrespected and still come in to buy your poisonous weaves that are killing black women and giving them brain tumors. We will come in and get your liquor and all your cigarettes and all that bullshit while you still disrespect us. And this is not saying that every Asian business is like that. It's not that. You painted us in a broad picture. But the funny thing is we don't even think like that. We take people one by one, each business by each business. You painted us as a whole, and you said racist about us because that's how you really feel about us, buddy. But I'm glad you challenged us because you went for a big motherfucking surprise, bro. We're different. You with the wrong black folks, for real.
Yeah, shout out to Garfield. That was needed. We needed to hear something positive like that. We definitely needed to hear some positive stuff like that. Shout out to Garfield. Anyway, yeah, this like he was like the bro was going in. Lee, I don't see it. Where did you send it? Cause I see let me see. Where did you send that? I don't see it, Lee. I don't see it. Yeah, Asians. It's like a whole identity. These are the people who are half white, half Asian, and that's their whole identity. Is that they don't even identify as Asian, and they identify as that not just because they are literally half white and half Asian, because they want to identify with whiteness, because they mainly identify with their white side, and they but white people don't accept mixtures in their community. So instead of just identifying as Asian, they want to identify as Wasian, not because they are literally Wasian, because they feel like that gets them closer to whiteness. Oh, you sent it again? Good. Yeah, I heard about that, and people was calling it out because it's like again, the Wasians center whiteness. They all center whiteness. They all date white. They talk down on Asians. They think they better than regular Asians. And again, oh, this is some Asian shit right here. They hate black people, and again, he would only identify as an Asian to justify talking down on black people because he said us. If he said Wasians or I'm a Wasian, it wouldn't sound right. So he got to go, oh, Asians, us Asians, us Asians. When in real life he just identifies Wasian and look down on other Asians. All right, let's see. Let's see. Nah, Wasian is the real term. Oh, Lee, you sent me something from an anti-Semite that got to do with Jews using welfare. Dang. You might get the channel boom for that. Like that dude, a whole anti-Semite. Let me see. I could put him on the screen. Like he run a whole bigoted channel. You see? Wait, come on. Yeah, this dude run a whole racist channel. And he only talking about the Jews because he a neo-Nazi. Hey, you sent me neo-Nazi propaganda? God. Yeah, let me see if I'm gonna see if I could even watch a little bit of this. Exactly. That's exactly what they are. Yeah, that's true too. Oh, let's see. Said it's around the 29-minute mark. Let's see.
Phone vending machine? Wow. Instead of liquor stores, they had kosher phone vending machines and public safety security force. Is this funded by the taxpayers, this public safety, all these trucks and whatnot? Yes. Okay, so this is tax. I have no time to sit on the phone now. Oh, you're busy, are you? Yes. Okay, of course. Of course you are. Thanks. And volunteer firefighters and EMS. Can you show me what's going on in here? Tell me what you guys do.
So basically, we provide coverage for the fire service for the village of Kirishol and the town of Palm Tree.
Okay. Are you a volunteer firefighter?
This is all volunteer fire.
All volunteer work.
Fire department.
And how fast can you guys respond to emergencies, given how tiny the town is?
We have a 90-second
90
response.
seconds?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So anyone, even non-Jewish people, you guys will arrive?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Just for the whole community.
Yeah.
Okay, nice, man. Some volunteer work. There's some lessons we can learn. Communal living, helping each other out, looking out for each other. They even had their own kosher AAA.
So we got the Chevy Suburban, we got a pickup truck, and let me show you the
This is
equipment.
like Jewish AAA or what?
Basically,
But it's community funded, right?
yes.
Who pays for the trucks?
We have a couple of sponsorships. Collision on the Go is
Okay.
one of our
That's a local
sponsors.
company here
Yes.
in the area. So, for instance, I do not have to have a AAA membership if I live in Kiryas Shoel.
No, you can have our number. We got everything, all the equipment, everything what we need.
Even for the Gentiles?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I read your comment again, Lee. Yeah, this is showing Jewish self-sufficiency, and that's right. Because again, I'm from New York. We did a video about this before about how in New York, the Jews got their own police. They got their own police. They got their own EMTs. They got their own everything. And I ain't mad at them. Salute to them. I'm mad that they won't let black people have nothing like this. Because even if we tried to have something like this, they would just attack it and try to tear it down. But yeah, I ain't mad at them for this. Like, yeah, this is some self-sufficiency. I would love to see this in the black community. And again, this is what I was talking about too when I said black autonomism. This is autonomy right here. This is what autonomy looked like. This is exactly what autonomy looked like on a lower level. Let's keep it going.
Whatever you need, you call us. We're
Okay,
coming
so you guys
out.
are helping anyone who calls.
You call us, we go out.
Okay, we're hopping on a call right now. Let's see how this works. Thanks for having me. Hey, what's the call?
What was a flat tire?
Just a community member.
Yeah, just someone called.
Okay, there it is. Okay, so he's already on the job. He got here faster than us. Young volunteer, quick to the work. It would be pretty convenient to get a flat tire, call up the city, and they just help you out. Imagine that world. When you live the same, you look the same, you pray the same, you can do cool shit like that.
Yeah, and this is some hater shit. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like Neo, that's why I don't do anti-Semitism, because a lot of anti-Semites just are haters. They mad that the Jews do what they wish they could do. It's a skill issue. You're crying about stuff like this that you would love to have in your community, but you don't because you're stupid and you're haters. Remember, stuff like this could have been in every white community, but y'all hate black people so much that y'all would rather turn the country over to rich people who don't give a damn about you and would rape and rob and loot the country and take the wealth and put it in an offshore bank rather than just saying, hey, let black people have a piece too. Crazy. Let's keep it going.
We're at the Kiryas Shoel Volunteer EMS. You got to give respect to all these guys doing volunteer work for the community. Can I pop in?
Sure.
Okay.
And here you go. Here's the food packages. Everybody gets a package of that. Some little chips inside.
Right, this is beautiful. Community unification here and altruism. I like it. And we got to take notes, man. We got to do that for ourselves, for everyone else in America. Take notes. This is beautiful, but it requires some selflessness. It requires some additional work. You're missing hours with the family and loved ones and kids to help other people. They have a bigger picture approach here, and they look at the community as a whole. How many school buses are here?
The town, over 100.
Over 100.
Don't want them here to sound property.
Wait, but isn't it public property?
No, it's not about
No, this is a privately owned lot with publicly funded buses.
Yes.
Oh, it's privately owned buses too. And you guys just purchased the buses yourselves?
Like again, crying about the Jews skill issue. Yeah, self-sufficiency. They're using the system as it intended to be used. Skill issue. Oh, all right, cool. Thank you for warning me so I don't keep going. Once we get past the self-sufficiency part where he's showing all the self-sufficiency, we can cut this off. Because again, yeah, I ain't trying to get the channel boom. Because there's no neo-Nazi nonsense. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Yeah. Like who individually? Is it the rabbi?
Oh, the rabbi. The rabbi buys the bus.
Okay, the rabbi buys the bus. Am I stupid? Then who buys the fucking buses then? If it's a stupid question.
The company, the boss.
Well, who's the boss of the town?
Oh yeah, see, now we're getting into the anti-Semitism. Yeah. So yeah, we done with that. Shout out to Fahima. She sent me something. Yeah, about let me see. Let me read this. Yeah, I know that, Fahima. That's why I said, like, I was pointing that out too, but in a previous video about how they allowed Jews to do this, but black people could never do this. We could never do this. We would get shut down immediately. We would get sued. People would go against us, everything. And mind you, we wouldn't even need to do this. If America was working like it was supposed to, and we had to deal with so much racism, we wouldn't even need to do this. You still in the building, Bozo? Are you still in the building? Since you in the building, I'm gonna ask everybody real quick. Should I talk to this dude Recognize Game now? Or should I just set that up for another day? Should I talk to him now, or should I set it up for another day? Let me know. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if I should talk to him. Put a 2 in the chat if I shouldn't talk to him. Oh yeah, I know they be scamming too, but it's like, again, it is what it is. I ain't mad at them. I am not mad. I am not mad at all. I am not mad at all. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter for coming through with the 199, helping us get closer to the goal. Much love. All right, the ones have it. The ones have it. The ones have it. Yeah, I'm watching it now to react to it now because again, I that's what I said. Like as soon as you show me the video and I saw it, I said, "Oh, I know what this is. It's this bozo." But yeah, that's why I'm reacting to all the parts with the self-sufficiency. That's why I went to the part with the I stopped it now because now he about to get into the anti-Semitism stuff because now they arguing, and I don't want that to play on my channel. Now you're not coming on. You keep email. See, this is the problem. I email you. You take like 3 days, 7 days to email me back. Then I email you again. Then this and that. Now you're not coming on. You've been hounding me for years to talk to me. Now it's your time to talk to me. Why don't you come on and talk to me? Why don't you come on and talk to me? Like you've been hounding me down for years. Matter of fact, I even think I got a video I made. Matter of fact, yeah, let's go to that. Let's go to that for the edification of the people. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's go to that. Let's go to that. Let me see. Let me see. Here it is. Here's a video I got to you right here.
The following
Mind you, this video is from 6 years ago.
program is rated TVMA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Peace, my name is Haven Bullets, and today I got to bring you this video. This guy you see on your screen, his name is Recognize Game or something like that, but I call him the Recognize Lame because I recognize him to be a lame or Game Goofy, because what he just said in this clip I'm about to play for you shows that he is definitely a lame and a Game Goofy ass nigga. Family, I feel bad for him because he seems like somebody who's 80 or who's repping ADOS, enjoying the movement, and is actually sincere in his heart and thinks it's about reparations and thinks that is they actually here to try to help. Because I want you to hear this clip. It's a long clip. It's about 4 minutes, but you need to hear this. And I'm going to be back after the 4 minutes and I'm going to break down what exactly he's talking about. Because he actually is upset because Sandy Darity skipped the HR 40 hearing. Excuse me. That's right, family. Let him tell you why he mad. Here we go.
Yeah, what's up, folk? Now, where all my no reparations, no vote people at? ADOS, stand up. Let me pull your coat for a minute. Yeah, come on over here. We got to huddle up for a second. Now, I got a question. Where were you on June 19th, 2019? Do you remember? June 19th, 2019. That was the first HR 40 hearing ever in the history of America. Now, every time I have any questions about reparations, or if I have anything to say about my thoughts on reparations, I'm always referred to, as I should be, to people who are actually well endowed in this information, such as Tone Talks, Yvette Carnell, or I should say political analyst and political writer Yvette Carnell, and attorney Antonio Moore, and famed economist and
Look at that, glazing. You was out here glazing, boy. You was glazing.
ADOS, Dr. Sandy Darity. So that is generally where I get my information from. So since that is the truth, and that is the source of data that we rely on as ADOS, primarily anyway, I'd like to ask you about the decision-making of ADOS and Antonio Moore. I'd like to ask you about where were they on June 19th? I'm going to tell you where they were. They were at the Angela Project, speaking in front of a room of maybe 100 with, you guessed it, Sandy Darity. And let me get the receipts for you real quick, because some people, every time I say something, people act crazy like I'm making it up.
We coming back from Birmingham. Shout out to the Angela Project. I want to give a special shout out to Professor Darity for coming out. He chose to come to the Angela Project over even going to DC because of the short notice. And also shout out.
Okay, so it was short notice. In my opinion, man, y'all should have just rescheduled that. This was a historical event. Everybody that had a ticket, y'all could have rescheduled that. Anybody would have understood that, especially if they were there about reparations. So to me, I think y'all just need a board committee. Tone Talks, your last show, man, you said that you're not going to be in that studio.
Oh, you still in the building? You still in the building? You want me to drop the link? Let me know.
Anymore, you're going to be at a different studio. So I'm hoping that when you come back with your next show, you come in there with a board committee of people that you rely on, other qualified people who can play their own position within this ADOS movement. Because when I found out that Dr. Sandy Darity was supposed to actually be testifying, not just be there making appearance, testifying at the HR 40's first hearing, I'm going to just tell you, I was really upset. I was damn near outraged to see him at another event. You say it was short notice. You say that he didn't have time to make an adjustment. Everybody, you feel like they scheduled it during the day, that they knew that you were supposed to be somewhere else. I think y'all should have rescheduled that.
Yeah, he was genuinely hurt. I think he in the building. Let me add him to the stage. You on the stage? Can you hear me?
What's up, Bozo?
All right, bozo. We playing the clip of you being a bozo, being a game goofy, being confused.
Yeah, from 6 years ago. This how long you've been trolling me and making videos about me. So you kind of going against your own point because I don't
No.
troll you, fam.
One, it's not trolling. See, I'm no respecter of person. You got a big platform, little platform. If you putting out misinformation, I'm gonna address you. It's just that simple. On top of that, you like I said in the beginning of this video, you seem sincere. So I was just trying to educate you. I'm like, all right, this is a bozo who is sincere in his bozo-ness. So let me try to elevate him and bring him out of his bozo-ness. That's what I was doing.
Hey man, to each his own. Perception is reality for a lot of people, so you can have at it. You know, what if you feel like I'm being a bozo and I'm glazing for critiquing the ADOS people who you saying I'm just really enamored by. To me, it's counterintuitive, but you got a
I think we
weird
just need the word.
you got a weird take on things anyway. So that's kind of why I'm up here, because you claim to be a libertarian. You claim to be
No,
blue.
I never said I was a libertarian.
Well,
Sorry.
all right? Well, what's the Y in BYB? Let's get to that. The
That's
Y is the yellow, right? The
yeah.
yellow is the libertarianism. So
No,
you a libertarian?
liberalism, social liberalism at that, social liberalism.
Oh, because you tend to say that the yellow stands for libertarianism, but
I
now
never
that you
said libertarianism. You probably misheard me. I said liberalism.
all right, so
Liberalism.
you're a liberal, so you're a socialist because you was just up here advocating for socialism and community and
I
all
said
this.
I said social liberal. Social liberal. That's about
Listen, the video that you just had on about the people with the small hats on and how they fund all their infrastructure with basically social programs where the community pays for it. That's a clear example of socialism. And then you sit here and you claim to be, I don't know, somebody who's advocating for blacks to do group economics in the same breath. So you don't make any sense.
you don't make any sense. First of all, you
You
just said
can't.
I was a libertarian. I said liberalism.
All
Second,
right,
I
you
made sure
corrected
to
directly.
explain to people social liberalism. Social liberalism, like I said before, is about yes, we do capitalism. Yes, we do private. I'm not even gonna say capitalism. I'm gonna say yes, we do private businesses. You can have your private businesses, but it's a company on it's on the government to step in when necessary and to make sure they providing services for the people. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Making sure that there's a fire department and it's well funded. Making sure that we have schools that are well funded. Making sure we have social programs that are well funded. There's nothing wrong with that. The best countries on earth, quote unquote best countries on earth, do that. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with
We
saying,
already
hey,
we
yeah,
already we already pay taxes for infrastructure. That's what goes to fund the infrastructure of America is our tax dollars. So you're
so
talking about additional contributions from the community and creating social programs, and I don't agree with socialism. So you
no,
can miss
I'm
me with
not.
the socialism.
First of all, that's not
This is what
socialism.
your video was just about. That was what
No,
your
it
video
wasn't.
was
I
just
was
about.
saluting them for doing for taking care of their own community, coming
All
together
right,
and taking care of their own community. That's
right.
not
That's
that's
socialism.
that's not socialism.
What are you talking about? That's not socialism. Are you look? You sound smart to a dummy, but that's the exact definition of socialism. What are you talking about? Do you know what socialism means? Do you know what
You
being a
obviously
liberal
don't know
means?
what it
Do
is.
you know what a social liberal is? You got all these terms you trying to intertwine. They don't go together. All right. So you can't be a socialist and a capitalist at the same time. All right. It's one or the
I
other.
said social liberal. You keep oh my god. Oh my
Listen,
god.
fam, you are trying to misrepresent what the social part of social liberal actually means, and I'm not slow. It's just like
Oh
it's
my
just
god.
like when they was trying to say democratic socialist. Look, it's socialism, fam. That's what it is. And you trying to add something else to it to spice it, trying to make it more palatable. It's socialism, all right? We already pay taxes. That's enough. That's enough.
Okay. That's the whole point. When did I advocate for extra money? I was just talking about that particular community and saying I don't have no problem with people taking money and using it to help their own community. I didn't say anything else. That doesn't you do know and you do know we live in America, a capitalist country, right? You do know you can go to small towns and they got volunteer fire departments just like that. You do know that, right? You do know people put their money together and help fund social programs independently. In fact, that's what capitalists advocate for, saying, well, the government shouldn't do social programs. The community could come together and do charity, and that'll be the social program. That's what capitalists advocate for. The community coming together, putting their money together and taking care of the less fortunate. Not the government taking people's money, not the government taxing the citizen and doing it.
Okay,
you don't even know what you're talking about.
Fam, that's exactly what they're doing. But look, that's not even what I came up here to talk about. Let's talk about your BYB and how
Exactly. You was wrong, but let's talk about the BYB.
I wasn't wrong, but I see you willing to just keep on going with this because capitalism actually is the segue to voluntarism. All right, it's not socialism. They don't a capitalist or a true free market capitalist is all about voluntarism. They're not going to advocate for the community to come together and have to pay X amount of dollars in order to fund infrastructure on top of the taxes that they already pay. That's not what a libertarian, a liberal, or a capitalist, a free
That is
market capitalist
exactly
is
what they
going to.
advocate
No,
for.
they don't.
So the government
You're
doesn't have to
wrong.
do it. Because see, you're dumb. That's exactly what libertarians and people who push hyper capitalism advocate for. That the government should not be taxing people and paying for social programs. The people, if they really want the programs, can come together, put their money together, and do charity work and get the programs like that.
All right, so are you because you look, man, are you a capitalist or are you a liberalist or a socialist? Which one is it? Because
I just said social
liberal and
liberalism.
social, okay, because you describing social programs, but you trying to claim something else, something other than that. So I see you up here, advocating for social programs on top of paying taxes. So
No, I didn't.
that's literally what you're saying we should do. We
No,
still
I
gotta
didn't.
pay
I said that
taxes.
with that. I said shout out to that community for what they was doing. And I said black people can do stuff like that too. And I said that's a part of black autonomism. Like
Okay.
where you could create that's a way of creating autonomous communities where you come together and you take care of the community yourself.
All right. I guess when I hear you advocating for blue, no matter who, as part of your BYB, when you say we have to be Democrat, we have to vote blue, Democrats do not advocate for this voluntarism system. They advocate for higher taxes and community programs, communal, not none of this stuff you talking about. You spinning. You can't say that you prefer capitalism and voluntarism and lower taxes and smaller government when you sitting here advocating for blue no matter who. You sound goofy. That's antithetical. You just sound goofy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! I just said I'm blue no matter who. When the blue is raising taxes, and you acting like you don't know that, but you advocating for blue no matter who, and then you saying all this capitalist stuff at the same time, fam. You sound goofy.
Oh my God, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just repeating what you just said.
No, you're not. And second, the B
Don't you
stand
say
for didn't I say the blue stand for the B?
Explain BYB. Explain BYB. The last B is blue.
Yes, blue, because black people are Democrats. Our power comes via the Democratic Party, and the Republican Party is anti-black. So we gotta work inside of the Democratic Party if we're gonna achieve anything political. That's it.
So what part of vote for Democrats equates to anything that has anything remotely to do with capitalism and smaller government, like you were just saying. You talk like a
When did
two-bit
when did I say
paralegal.
anything about smaller government? And on top of that, I said we got to work inside the Democratic Party, which means we are the ones voting for ourselves.
All right,
We
so if
see
I
again, you're talking about the Democratic Party like it's some mystical cabal in outer space or something, like it's separate and distinct from the black community. It is not. That's the reason why I even said the blue. We are the Democratic Party. That is our party. That's our side. And we need to advocate in our side. We need to put our politicians in on our side and make sure our side we win.
Okay, so what does it mean when you are aligned with democratic politics? That means you're going to be voting for people who believe in social programs, socialism, higher taxes. These are the things that they run on. So why are you trying to act like voting for them doesn't mean that you have to align politically, economically, and your educational values, your culture? Everything has to be aligned with them if you're going to vote with them blue no matter who.
One,
I mean, why you keep acting like that doesn't mean anything? It doesn't really.
again,
Why are you acting like it doesn't mean anything when you vote for blue no matter who? I mean, it means
you keep
exactly what it means.
listen, you keep saying blue no matter who. I said we are Democrats, we on that side, right? And we're going to run our candidates, which means we're going to win the primary and we get to push what we want. A political party is made up of people. It's whatever the people push. You do know just because you're a Democrat, you don't have to agree with everything in the Democratic Party. That's one thing. Two, what's wrong with social programs? We are pro-social programs. Again,
That's what
there's
I just
nothing wrong with
said,
social
Goofy.
programs.
That's what I
What is
just
wrong with
said.
social program? What is wrong with trying to push for Medicare for all? What is wrong with saying yes, every community needs a fire department and the fire department needs to be well funded? What is wrong with that?
If you're going to increase taxes, or if I have to pay independently aside from and in addition to the taxes that I already pay, then I'm gonna say no, thank you, because
One,
social programs should already be paid for, and all the infrastructure of America should already be within the budget. But we got all these other things that are going on that we don't vote for, where the taxpayer dollars actually land at the end of the day. So I don't feel like there should be any increase in taxes or any additional responsibility from any individual in America who pays taxes to pay for infrastructure that we already should be afforded by the tax dollars that we already pay. So if you want to pay additional in a, to the taxes that we
one.
already pay, which is what you're sitting here saying, because you're
When
not
did that?
saying,
When
hey,
did,
we
well,
should
first of
not
all,
pay taxes, we should just pay out of pocket and pay for whatever it is programs that we want to buy into. You're not saying that. You're saying we should continue to pay taxes like we already doing, like we ain't got no choice but to do. And we should also go out here and fund our own police department. Go out here and not only
I
fund
never
the
said that.
well,
See, this is the
what are you
problem.
saying? You never said that.
I was talking about the Jews in that video, and I said that is a model for black autonomous if people wanted to pursue that in the community. Second, I never said anything
Exactly.
about listen, I said if people want to pursue that. Second, I never said anything about raising taxes. When did I
No,
say
you
anything
said
about raising taxes?
no, listen, I didn't say raise taxes. I said in addition to the taxes that we already pay that are supposed to actually cover the police, the infrastructure, the fire department, the streets, the roads, the schools. Those are the things
You
that are
did say
already
that. You
supposed to be
just said
paid
I
for
said
from our
you just said
taxes. You said
I said
no, you said we should model ourselves after those Jewish people.
I didn't say we. I said people who
You
want to
did.
practice.
You just said that
Oh
five
my God.
times. You said that's something
And
that
second,
black people
and,
should do.
and,
You
and
just
second,
said it.
yes, I said if black people want to practice a form of autonomous, being black, having some type of black autonomy, I said that is a form of having some type of black autonomy where you're
Okay.
having your own police department, your own stuff like that.
Right,
That's a
right,
form of autonomy. And
right.
some people do want that. So what's
Okay.
wrong with that?
While I'm telling you what's wrong with that, because while we funding the other police department, we got to fund this one too, because our tax dollars is going to those to the police department that's already
Because
there.
people want to have some that want to have their own. You don't know that Jewish tax dollars go to funding the NYPD, but they don't say,
Goofy.
oh, or they
That's
don't
what I
say,
just
oh, they
said.
don't say, well,
That's what
why
I
do we have to,
just said.
why we have our own police department and also fund the NYPD? This is what I'm talking about when I said a form of black autonomous, where people, if you want to be autonomous, that's what's that's a form of what that's one of the forms it takes, and that's what
Okay.
it looks like. So that's
In
why
your
people would
opinion.
do that. Duh! If I would have my
In
own
your
school
opinion.
system, you know, Catholics, they have their own school system, right? But Catholics also pay taxes that fund public schools, but they want their own school system because they want to have some type of autonomy. So they have no problem of putting their money together to get some of that. That's what I said. If some black people want to have their own,
Okay.
if some
And
black
then
people want to have their own,
that's your
that's
opinion.
a form of black autonomism. You're not going to have your own by just playing general taxes.
Okay.
And that
Well,
has,
that's
and
your,
again,
that's your,
and again, I said if that's what some black people want to do, and that's a form that black autonomy can take.
okay. Well, in my opinion, if you really want to talk about autonomy, then you got to be deciding whether or not you're going to volunteer to pay all these taxes into a system that you don't actually benefit from. So that should be.
No, that's not. Do you
I
even
mean,
know what
look,
it means
man,
to
you
be
gotta let me
autonomous?
talk too. You gotta let me talk too.
I'm letting you talk, but I'm saying you don't
No,
even
you
know what
not.
autonomous means.
No, you not.
All right, so talk.
All right, yeah, because when you paying all these taxes into a program that's harming you and a program that you don't appreciate, that's not autonomy, bruh. That's you getting strong armed. All right, because you still, after you do all that and you pay for the race soldiers to do whatever they want to do and militarize the police when you don't agree with that and have all these things going on in your community that you don't agree with, but you're funding it through your taxes, but you don't say anything about lowering taxes in order to afford us the ability to actually pay out of pocket for these other programs that you're talking about. That's where you losing me at, fam. You're not gonna tell me that we should pay for our own fire department, our own police department, while we also getting our behind kicked by the taxes that they already increasing every year. So you being from New York, you should understand what I'm talking about, talking about blue no matter who, because you definitely are saying blue no matter who, because you're saying we have to be Democrat. And that's what you're saying. So when you say that, you want taxes to be raised, man. You can't have it two ways. Because if you're Democrat, you're going to want to raise taxes in order to fund social programs. So you want to do that, and you want to be fund these programs that we gotta already fund them, and now you want us to pay for some more. Come on, fam. These people are not as a community, like they just said it so nice and neat. These people are not just going out here and, hey, I got an extra $100 this month. Every month I'm gonna pay that into our own police department. That's not what they doing, man. These police departments that those people was just acting like was publicly funded are being funded by billionaires who put those police departments there. And you pay a little extra couple dollars or whatever, but they didn't come together and actually bankroll no police department, man. Why would you even sit here and parrot that lie when you know that ain't how that happened? But you could go ahead now. You can go ahead now because you cook.
I am not cooked. You are obviously, again, you not using your brain. I said if some people, I did not say that was a total model for the whole black community. That's
You
one.
did.
Oh my God. I just
You
said that.
literally did.
No, I didn't. I said that's a form of black autonomy. I said it's a form of that. If that's what people want to go for, that's what it looked like. That's one. Two,
not what
they
you said,
are
but go
funding
ahead.
it through the community because they are the billionaires are part of their community. Don't you know that? That's like we got millionaires in our community. Do you know that?
You didn't explain it that way. You said that
Because again, you just assume
no,
it. I never
no,
said
I'm not
before.
assuming. I
You
heard what
are
you
assuming
said,
because you
and
just said I didn't explain it that way.
I'm repeating what you
I
said.
said the community. What is a community? A community is the people inside of the community. You think Jewish billionaires are not a part of the Jewish community? You think Jewish millionaires are not a part of the Jewish community? You think Jewish business owners are not a part of the Jewish community?
Okay, well, if they were
What
all
are you
paying,
talking about?
if they were all paying the same amount each month, and they would just happen to be a
Who said
billionaire.
they paying the same amount?
All right,
Who
well,
said that?
stop
Who
me. All
said?
right,
Do
you
you
getting
not
a little
understand
aggressive.
when communities
All
are
right,
coming
stop.
together like that? It's mainly philanthropies being done by the rich people in the community. Wasn't I just talking about that with Phil about him being a millionaire and how if by him being a millionaire he could be putting businesses in the community?
Okay, that was a
Like this is
different
what I'm
video.
talking about here. You don't
That was
even
a
know what
different
I'm talking
video.
about.
That was about corner stores and gas stations. This one
And
is
that's the
about
same thing.
infrastructure that we already paying for. First of all,
Oh my
this
fucking god!
video was about
Didn't I
infrastructure.
just give you the example of the? Listen, let me give you the
Let
example
me
again.
finish, man.
No, you
This
already talked.
video was about
Let me talk.
paying for police
You
departments,
keep saying the same
schools.
thing.
Yeah, because it's a totally different concept. You trying to
All right,
say
now I'm gonna give
that,
you the same concept.
millionaires
Is
could
public
pay
school?
for department stores and
Listen,
markets, but
listen.
now we're talking about stuff that's paid for through tax dollars, and it's different.
All right, cool. So because I already gave you an example, but you're skipping over it. Now I'm gonna give it to you again. Is public schools infrastructure?
Yes.
And public schools is paid with taxes, right?
Yes.
Are there Catholic schools?
Yes.
Catholic schools are paid. Oh, who paid to set up Catholic schools?
Catholic schools were set up
And
through a
paid for
charter.
by
The
Catholics,
same way.
right?
The
Because
same.
they
No,
wanted
it's
their
not.
own school
No, it's
system.
not. It's a public school, man. What are you talking
A
about? Catholic
school is not a public school.
Catholic schools are not private schools, man. What are you
Oh
talking
my.
about? You don't have to pay to go to a Catholic school.
Yes, you do.
No,
And
you
even
don't.
and who set the Catholic schools up? The Catholic Church set them up.
Yeah, set it up. Meaning
Yes,
they
they put their
apply
money out
for a
their pocket
charter.
to set it up. They didn't go.
No,
Catholics didn't go. Why we gotta use our money to set up a school system when we already paying taxes into a public school system?
You're not
Did they
making any
do that?
sense because that's just not even how that go. The
That
Catholic
is
school
how
is
that
paid
go.
for through tax dollars
So
the same way.
the Catholic Church did not put no money up to build Catholic schools.
They didn't build them. No, the building is paid for from tax dollars, just like a public school. Because a Catholic school is just a public school.
No, they are not. Oh my God,
dude, what are you talking about? Who pays to go to a Catholic school? It's Catholic schools all over the place. You go to a Catholic school, you in 5th grade, you don't have to pay to go to no damn Catholic school. Where you getting that
yes,
from?
you do. They have. Oh my God. See, this is the problem. See, this is what I'm talking about.
No, you don't.
Loud
Man.
and wrong. Loud and
All right,
wrong.
well, hey man, look, I know I didn't go to a Catholic school, but I know Cardinal Doctorty is a Catholic school. I got a whole bunch of homies that went there. We played football against them, ran track against them. None of them paid to go to that school. St. Athanasius, it was right across the street from my
Again,
house.
you keep skipping
Everybody
over the
went
fact.
there.
Who
Everybody went
did
there
the
for
Catholic
free,
Church
man.
pay for did the Catholic Church pay to get the school set up? Yes or no?
You talking about setting it up. I'm talking about building, paying for the bricks to be laid, paying for salaries. I'm talking about it's set up the exact same way as a public school.
Who paid for it to be set up? The Catholics paid for it to set up. Did the Catholics say, well, why do we have to pay to set up a school when we already pay taxes to go for private school?
Man, that's a totally
Catholics
different
paid
scenario.
for that.
Right.
Catholics paid for that.
They paid the
That's
filing fee.
infrastructure, right? Did anybody say, well, we already paying into private public schools, which is infrastructure, so why do we have to take our money and pay for Catholic schools?
You know, this is kind of absurd because I'm talking about people who are going to the school don't have to pay tuition. The people who are working for
it doesn't matter if the people don't have to pay tuition. Do people like again? No? Because you just spoke. No. You talk. Let me talk.
I didn't talk.
Yes, you did, because I'm addressing your point about the Catholic school. You said, oh, people don't have to pay to go there. Do people have to pay to use those services that we just saw in that Jewish video? Yes or no? Didn't that Jewish guy just say nobody got to pay to use it because it's already being funded? So the Catholic schools are already. So again, by your logic,
they do have to pay. This is literally he said they have to pay. The community pays every month a certain amount of dollars, whatever that figure is, in order to fund it.
Yes, to fund it, but do they got the community doesn't have to pay to use it? It's the same thing with Catholic schools. Catholic schools are being funded privately.
By tax
They're being
dollars. No, they're
funded
not.
privately.
No,
They're
they're
not.
being funded by tax dollars, man. Where are you getting that from? What are
Oh
you
my
talking
God!
about?
You just said the
Who,
Catholic schools are being funded by so
tax
there's no
dollars
so Catholic schools
are
don't need
public
no
schools.
private money to be funded. They fund it just like public schools.
They are, yes. I
Oh
mean, that's
my
why you
God!
don't pay tuition to go there. What are you talking about? Nobody pays tuition to go
Oh my
to a
God!
Catholic elementary school, a
Oh
Catholic
my
high
God!
school. Nobody. Where are you getting that from? You
People
know
do
somebody
pay
that go to
tuition.
Catholic
Some
school?
and
I
some
mean, there
people
are
don't pay.
private schools
And
that are also Catholic schools, but they're clearly labeled as private schools and they charge tuition, whether it's a Catholic school or whatever kind of school. If it's private. But most of the Catholic schools are just regular schools that happen to be Catholic schools with a Catholicism curriculum. Like, what are you talking about?
that's
You
not
don't have
true.
to pay to go there. It's not a private school. A
All right,
private
all
school,
right,
you pay tuition to go, or you get a scholarship to go there as a
all
student.
right.
You
Again,
get paid by the person who owns it. If you're a teacher, you get a
um,
janitor. The principal gets paid in a private school by a person. The- a public school, a Catholic school, these salaries are paid by tax dollars, man. What you talking about? Why are we
oh
even
my,
arguing about this? This is weird that you even talking about this.
because
This
you
is
don't even know that in a sense. And again, first of all, shout out to That's Amazing for the 5. And again, even if what you were saying was true, which it is
it
not,
is.
it is set up. It was Catholics who paid to set up the school,
I agree.
right or
I
wrong.
agree. I
So,
agree with
all
that.
right, then, did the Catholics sit around and say, well, why do we have to pay to set up the school when we already paying through our tax dollars to set up public schools?
I didn't say that. I don't know why you're taking that as the point at all, because that I'm literally not saying that. I'm
That
saying
is what you just said. You just
if you
said,
go
why do we have to pay to set the, you just said, why
damn
do we got
man.
to pay for a fire department if we
Right.
already should be paid, that should already be funded through our tax dollars? That
Right.
same logic applies. Why do we have to pay for a Catholic school when the school should already be funded through our chat dollars?
Right, exactly. We should not have to do that, and that's why we don't. Unless you want to go to a private school, that's your choice. Then you paying for a school that only you can use because you paying tuition. So if you was paying for something for everybody in the whole city to use, then that should come out of your tax dollars. But if you want a police department that's only going to service you and the other people who pay for it, then that would make sense for you to privatize it. I understand that. But that's not what I'm thinking that black people should be voting for because we don't have the money on top of the tax dollars. And that's just in the math. So we're not going to pay taxes for a police department that just needs to be corrected. These policies need to be
What
corrected.
did I say that? That's not, you're not paying for a police department that need to be corrected. This is, again,
What are
this
you
is about
talking
people
about?
seeking
It-
autonomy. This is
Yo,
not, this had,
all right. Your whole plight is to have look. This is what you did
the
say,
problem
but
with you is you
correct.
mixing
Look,
up too much stuff. You mixing and matching too
I'm
much
not
things.
mixing up nothing. You are literally look. I think people hear what you're saying. All right, I heard what you were saying, and I'm just telling you how that actually looks in real time. So when you say we should do what the like you did say, we black people should do what the Jewish people are doing and fund our own fire departments, fund our own police departments, have our own police departments. That is in addition to the tax dollars that we already paying, and that's a given. All right, so for you to say that you only want to vote for blue and blue is the only the Democratic Party is the only party, which I don't even believe in party affiliation for no disenfranchised people, but that's another story. But if you're saying that we have to actually vote Democrat, then you're saying that you advocate for higher increased taxes in social programs. That's what it means economically. And as far as schools, we obviously pay for schools through tax dollars and localities. I mean, you already know these things. So I didn't know we had to actually hash this part out. I thought you was just making a edict by just telling us, hey, blue no matter who. We already know what that means. So you
We
can't then
don't.
turn around and say we should also fund our own stuff because that is a byproduct. Voluntarism is a byproduct of capitalism. So you backwards on that. You can't have it both ways. You gotta, if you're gonna explain what the B part, the last B of your BYB thing means, and try to explain how we should also pay out of pocket like the small hat people was just doing on your video, then it's not going to make any sense if you explain both of them. But you're just saying the BYB haphazardly, and you're not really explaining what that blue part mean at the end, what that yellow part mean in the middle. You're not making any sense when you actually spell out what you're advocating for. And that's why you upset and you are erratic right now, because you know that on its core, at its core, your BYB actually makes no sense. And I'm all ears if you want to explain in brevity what you actually mean by BYB. Won't you just tell the people what it actually means? Because I see you flirting with it. You're trying to run your own little play, while at the same time you're trying to talk down on the FBA, but you trying to bring up your little BYB situation, and I'm not even really clear on what it means now, especially now. Even though I know it's nonsense, I thought I understood what you was at least trying to say. But at this point, I don't think you can really illustrate what it actually intends to do for us. So I'm all ears, because if it worked, I'm a support it. So tell us what BYB actually means and why you can actually advocate for capitalism at the same time.
One, I would like to say, look at the screen if you can, or you could just Google that yourself on your own time. Two, I already explained what the BYB means. I said the first B is for black, and that B stands for multiple things in black. Which stands for the black race. Because again, first and foremost, we about the black race. We are about black identity politics. We are about Pan-Africanism. We support black nationalism. We support third wave black internationalism. We support that. The Y. The Y is for social liberalism. Again, yellow is the color of liberalism, especially social liberalism. We push social liberalism. B, the last B, blue, because black people primarily vote Democrat. Black people's power is in the Democratic Party. On top of that, the Republican Party is the anti-black party. So we will work politically inside of the Democratic Party. We will work inside the Democratic Party to get what we want. But we will work in a bipartisan fashion if the Republicans do put something real on the till. Otherwise than that, we're not working with them. See, that's the BYB. That's the BYB.
Okay. Well, that's really not what you were saying the other day, but thanks for correcting the record. Now,
What was I saying the other day? What was I saying the other day then? Let me know.
Look, on the summer, I'll get back to that. On the Summer Jam screen, you got up here, and I see you conveniently didn't open up the show more part, but it does say that this is where it's a hybrid, right? Now, what I'm talking about is tuition. Does the person who's the taxpayer have to pay a tuition to attend this school to receive the services? And that answer is no, because tuition is paid by tax dollars. All right, funding and tuition. Public schools are free and supported by tax dollars. That's what I'm talking about. You're talking about all these other things that really are non-factors when it comes to the taxpayer, which is the person who you're advocating for to actually go and vote for these ideals that you're putting out here. Now, if it's paid for by tax dollars and little Billy can go there and he don't have to pay, his parents don't have to pay any additional money. That's all I'm talking about. The endowment and all that.
By tax dollars, though. That's the part you keep missing. The only way you're getting into one of those schools is through tuition or through some type of scholarship.
And it just said that
if you are allowed to go there for free,
why take it off the screen? Because it just said that tuition is funded by tax dollars. It just said that on your own Google search, and that's literally what I just said. So whatever, man. Look, I know you want to be right. This your little platform, but we were supposed to schedule an actual debate. Like you actually tried to ambush me, and you wrong anyway. So it's like cake. You really cake out here anyway.
No.
So I didn't even have to be prepared. I don't have to have no slides or none of that like you have at your disposal. I don't have to have
You were literally wrong about everything you
autonomy
said.
over
You're
the
not wrong.
microphone and keep on over talking you and all that, like you know how you like to do. But at least you did bring me up here, because everything that you saying is just total BS. And I wanted to be prepared and have an opportunity to show you with the slides, and at least we could know what we was going to talk about. But
What
I
do you?
really
I
like
asked you already what
look,
you were to talk about.
right, and I told you, and you said you was going to pick a day, and you never did. So what you talking about, fam? I mean, I don't do all the leak emails and screenshots and all that, but that's the last email I got from you. And then I emailed you again, and I said, well, what day? That was like 3 days later, because you didn't give me the time.
I did say
You
that.
said
Didn't I say
I'm
that?
gonna
I said
pick a
I'm tired
time.
of going
You
back
said
and
I'm gonna
forth
pick a
with
time.
emails
You said I'm gonna
where
pick a time and a date. I'm gonna pick a time and a date, and I'm gonna cook you. And I said, okay, what's up? Because I'm waiting on your time and your date. I
all
told you
right,
what we was going to
all
talk
right.
about. I
All right.
sent
So
you
let's,
two
all right.
different emails saying what we going to talk about,
And
and
I
you said
keep
I'm gonna
asking
pick a
you. You
time
the
and a
one who
date,
wanted.
and I'm gonna cook
You
you.
the one who
And
wanted
it was
debate.
three
And you
days,
said you
and
was
then
going
I
to debate
said
me
what?
about
Then I
BYB and
emailed you
Pan
again, right?
Africanism.
Then I
You said,
emailed you again, right? And I said, what's up? What time and date? So what you talking about? Yeah, I'm not gonna email you every day.
like I said, I already addressed this already. And like I said, you said you wanted to debate me about the BYB and Pan Africanism.
You just
So
lost the debate. Your whole debate really implodes on its own merit.
no, it's
Everything that
doesn't.
you're talking about is just false.
All right,
You,
so cool. So cool. You pick a date for when we're gonna talk about the BYB and stuff and Pan Africanism, and you can have your slides, and we'll have like a whole special event. But right now, you
yeah,
gotta
we were
go.
supposed to do a collaboration, and you talking about come up. I wasn't coming up. I said I wasn't going to come up, but you,
So why you
yeah,
come
well,
up then?
bozo, because I'm all these bozos, right?
All right,
When
cool.
when
All
you were
right,
supposed to keep it cordial.
all right,
I'm in here supporting your channel. I'm listening to your shit, and
all
you
right,
calling me
cool,
a bozo
all
because I
right,
don't
cool.
agree with something. You act
All
like a
right,
hoe,
cool.
and that's why I'm a cook you when it's a collaboration, because you're not gonna have
All right, let
control
me
of
know
the
when you
mute
want to do
button and
it.
all
All
that,
right,
and you're
all
not
right,
gonna be over talking me,
all
and
right.
you're
So
gonna
when
get
you want
cooked.
to? So when
Because
we
you got
doing it?
cooked just
Listen,
now.
listen,
You
listen,
just
listen,
got
listen.
cooked just now.
Listen. How are we doing this collaboration? How you want to do this collaboration?
What you mean? I got a couple channels. I
All right.
mean, like,
Okay, cool. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take you off the screen right now. You know what you do? You can hit me on a social media. That's what we're gonna do. So I could hit so we could get back and forth to each other in a timely manner. Hit me on one of my social media accounts. And we
what?
and we figure this out.
What we doing that for? Just give me the time and the date in the email that we already talking in. Why you
All right,
trying to be?
cool.
Why you trying to act like a bad bitch? Is what you trying to act
All
like?
right, cool. I'll
Like
talk to you
you.
later. That's enough of that. Talk to you later. As y'all heard, family, this is what I got to deal with. As you saw on the screen. Let me see if I can put this back on the screen. Like, again, not only was he mixing and matching what I was saying, because as y'all heard me, I clearly said what the Jews was doing is a form of black autonomism. And I said, black people could possibly do something like that too, if they wanted to. And I also said about how we wouldn't even have to do that if we come together as a community and then we just take over everything. Because remember, I always explain what black autonomism is like. All right, we create an autonomous area where where black people are basically in charge, or we basically setting up services to make sure we helping black people first and foremost. I don't know how many times I got to say that. Shout out to President Jafar in the building. Nixon 4, hopefully, yeah. Nixon 4. Clean sweep. Legendary run. Yes, Lee. Again, this was dumb. This is what I keep saying. That's why I was telling people before, debates have no utility. Because how am I going to debate people like this? Like, again, even if we take what he said, again, he said, why would we because he was arguing against a form of black autonomism that I'm not even directly advocating for. I said if black people want to do something like that, people who believe that black people should have some type of autonomy in this nation, that's a form it could take. But let's say, for example, I was advocating for that. What's wrong with that? People coming together, putting their money. Because you saw what he said. He said, oh, they not paying for it. The community not paying for that. Billionaires are. And what did I say? So billionaires are not a part of the Jewish community? Millionaires are not a part of the Jewish community? Business owners are not a part of the Jewish community? Duh. On top of that, you saying, well, it don't make sense for us to pay for infrastructure and then turn around and have to go pay for our own one. I said, that don't make no sense. And I said, yeah, but that does make sense if you want some type of autonomy. It does make sense if you want some type of autonomy. Just like, again, I use the example of the Catholic schools. Catholics didn't sit around and say, well, why do we have to pay to establish Catholic schools when we already get taxed and our taxes go to public school? They put their money up to build those schools because they wanted some form of autonomy. And he kept saying, well, they publicly funded. Let's say, for example, they was publicly funded. But at the end of the day, it was Catholic money that paid for it to be built in the first place, which is still them taking money and taking money out their pockets to pay for it to be built. Even though they are already paying taxes into the public school system. This didn't make any sense. This didn't make any sense, bro. This didn't make any sense. This was a total waste of time. This is what I was telling people. These why these debates don't make no sense. What was the point of this? He's literally misrepresented my whole position. He kept saying I said I was a libertarian, even though what he was saying, what I was promoting with the community coming together and paying for stuff is libertarianism. Libertarians don't believe there should be government funded social programs. Any social programs should be privately funded. It should be charity. Exactly, President Jafar. This was a total waste of time. What was the reason? What was the logic behind this? None. I hope everybody who put a 1 in the chat and told me to bring that dude up, I hope y'all happy. I hope y'all got exactly what y'all wanted. Exactly. Like, that was crazy. That was crazy. I hope everybody who put that 1 in the chat room, I hope y'all happy. They don't know how anything works. Exactly. And now look what he's saying. Catholic Church school tuition has state funded vouchers. Even if that was true, all the students are not getting those vouchers. And even if they were getting it, at the end of the day is over. The Catholic Church paid to build those schools. Catholics took money and built those institutions, even though they were already being taxed. They pay taxes. You know that, right? They pay taxes. So again, if I pay, you argue that why should we have to take money and build and pay for infrastructure like schools, like police departments, like fire departments, like the Jews was doing, if we already paying taxes? And I said that's a form of having autonomy. Then you was like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. And I asked you about Catholic schools. Who pays to build Catholic schools? Catholics do. Aren't Catholics already paying taxes that go to public school? Yes, but they wanted some autonomy over their education. That's why they kicked out that extra money. This doesn't make any sense. I know RBG for the win. I know. Wasted everybody's time. Exactly. Wasted everybody's time. That doesn't change the fact that Catholics had to put their money up as well. Again, everything you saying does not change the fact that Catholics had to come out of pocket. Catholics who are already paying taxes for a public school system had to come out of pocket to help build a Catholic school system. A Catholic school system that they wanted to be built to have some level of autonomy. Yeah, I'm out too. I didn't even know. It's about to be 3 o'clock in the morning where I'm at. Yeah, this pissed me off. I gotta go. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thank you for being in the building. Let's give our shout outs. Exactly. Because my family went to Catholic schools. They had to pay tuition. This whole school voucher stuff, I never heard of that. And again, even if they are doing that, that's something new. And again, that doesn't take away from the fact that the schools had to be established with private Catholic money. But anyway, we off this. Shout out to everybody who came through. Make sure y'all go support the channel any way y'all can. PayPal, Cash App, super thanks, super chat, all that. Go subscribe to my second channel. Because again, I don't know what's going to happen with YouTube because I covered that guy talking about the Jews. So we don't know what they're going to do to the channel. So that's why I need y'all to go to that second channel more than ever. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's give our shout outs. Shout out to East Coast Kev for the 10. Shout out to K Don for the 5. Shout out to Sharpshooter for the 4.99. Shout out to Boards of Siri for the 5. Shout out to That's So Amazing for the 5. Shout out to Justin March for gifting 20 membership. Family, if Justin March gifted you a membership, make sure you thank him and make sure you keep the membership going. And also, you can pick up your own membership, family. And also, if he did give you a membership, you can lower it if you think that price is too high and you can raise it. But either way, keep it going. Shout out to Kung Fu Kenny for dropping the jewels. Family, if you drop jewels, make sure you drop a comment letting me know because YouTube doesn't tell me. And family, if you see somebody drop a jewels or rubies or whatever they call, make sure you shout them out so I know. Shout out to Red Pill Zulu for the 20. Shout out to Lee for coming through on the Cash App with the 5. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter for the 199. Shout out to That's Amazing for doubling up with the 5. Yes, shout out to everybody in the building. I'm going to bed. Good night. Thank you for the fire emojis. Thanks for everybody who supported with the fire emojis. Yes, pointless. Thank you, Tabitha. Yeah, that ain't good. Get them likes up. Yep, get them likes up. Listen to Nicholas. Get them likes up. You already know. RVG over red, white, and blue all day long. BYB. And on that note, family, peace. Oh my God, man. Insanity.